Welcome back to the Dynasty Football Maniacs. All right, we got a little treat today. We are going to be doing a startup draft and sleeper app. This is a new Dynasty league. The way we got this set up is we're going to do 20 rounds or 21 rounds this draft, and then when the rookies are drafted after the draft, we're going to have another round of 20 some rounds set up. I believe the roster is going to be a total of 41. So this is definitely going to be interesting. Might hear a little bit of whining. I don't know if you can hear that.
Well, it's a Sunday, so it'll be okay.
Yeah, the baby's going to get a little riled up. She heard Daddy's voice and she got excited, or either she got upset that I was talking too loud. One of the two. All right, so I want to make sure I hit record on something because I'd hate to know that I'm not recording. Yep, I am recording that screen. Good deal.
I know you hit record on one of the ones that because I had to click on it.
Yeah. So the interesting thing today is me and Austin are both in this draft. We're drafting new teams. I'm Crabtree 827. I got the 101. This is a snake draft, 12-man roster. This is a super flex. It has a quarterback flex. It is an IDP league, but on this IDP league, it's only one defense position for defensive back, linebacker, and DL, and then it has one flex. So it only has 4 roster spots for defensive players, which, okay. I see people, they wanted to go easy. They didn't want to go hard in on this with all the defense. Most leagues you join has either two defensive players. I'm a commissioner in this league, so I'm not running this league. It's being ran by a friend of mine, and I don't mind doing that. I quit starting leagues after last year, but I don't mind helping people set up leagues because I enjoy it.
Well,
I just don't want the responsibility of any like really maintaining it.
when you're in 2 dynasties and you're running one of them, I mean, it's already a tall task right there in its hand.
Yeah,
Already.
I already own 3 dynasties and several other dynasties because you're running one dynasty that I'm in. So yeah. Now this draft
and you know, everyone's gonna blame me because it's all my fault. Everyone blames me because it's all my fault that I got you hooked on this and everyone else, and it just led into a bigger wildfire.
I might have to wear my glasses through this because I just realized everything's small print on this bad boy.
You do what you need to do, brother.
But I definitely already got my queue set up. I have already decided on my 101. It took me a lot of thought, a lot of persuasion. I was going back and forth, and I am looking. Even though this is a Super Bowl, it is a super flex, and quarterback should go. It's not always the case, but you never know. I'm not going to release who I'm picking at the 101 until we start.
Well, I am basically going to be waiting on you and 8 other individuals to pick since I am at the 109. So honestly, I've done several mock drafts and prepared for this. It went several different ways, but since this is a bunch of new people doing Dynasty for the first time, there's no telling what I'm going to get whenever it comes my way. So I'm really interested to see how this turns out.
That's always fun. Like when you're doing a new Dynasty league, it's always exciting to see what people are going to do, like how they're going to pick, because everybody's different. I mean, I've been in leagues where I thought it would go one way. It went totally the opposite way. You're like, wow. It's like I've seen Patrick Mahomes go at the 101 in a startup league before, and it was just like last year. Like that's like not common. It's not saying that he's worth it. He's what, a tier 3 in overall standing normally. Tier 2? No, he's not even a tier 3. I'm looking at a standard list right now for tiering, and this is when I'm saying tiering, I'm not talking about rank. I'm talking ADP ranking. average draft position. So average draft position, Patrick Mahomes. Oh God, where is he? I
Well, I
figured I'd have
mean,
this.
I think the reason, I mean, people drafted him that high last year because they're still hooked on the name Patrick
Yeah.
Mahomes
So he's
and
in
what he
tier
does.
7 in overall NFL right now.
So that's the reason why I really think that, I mean, if somebody in here wants to go ahead and grab him, please go by all means, because then I can just slip in and get actual player that's worth their value in that spot. So, you know, if they want to get hung on with a name and stuff, by all means, go for it. I'm down.
I'll let everybody know you could talk to everybody in this chat.
The one in the
Yeah.
draft room. Yes, yes. Let them know. Let them hear. Let them sing. Let them know we're coming for them rings.
So I am guiding some new people that have not been on Sleeper app and just kind of showing them what they can do and let everybody know where to go. I'm staying in the other chat just in case I have any questions. Yeah, we're getting this rocking and rolling. I know Q is on. I don't see him logged in the chat yet. Who else gave roll call? JT Flats in there. These guys I've only actually know, well, Austin. I know Tua, Bango, and then the rest of them are all new to me. These guys I've never met. We just started chatting. So this is going to be fun. I love groups like this. I also have a redraft that's fixing to start like this too, which has a bunch of guys from San Diego. I only know one of the guys, and he's bringing in a whole another 6, and I'm bringing in 6, and we're going to mix it up, East West Coast maybe.
Hmm.
That
Only
just tells you
time to tell.
that'll just tell you who's going to win right there. I mean,
Mm.
ooh, I shouldn't say that with them San Francisco and San Diego fans out. Well, there is no San Diego fans anymore, is there? It's now the LA Chargers, right?
It's still close. I mean,
It's
it's out
still
there. It's
close.
still out there in the West Coast. I mean,
Yeah.
same state.
We got 5 more minutes till the draft starts. Yeah, me and
All
Austin,
right.
yeah, I'm excited. This is our first draft for the year. I'm kind of excited that they decided to do this. I am going to kind of change the lighting in my room. Daytime's a little brighter, and then I got this big old bright camera coming off the big old light off the camera, so it's like shining. You can't even see my eyes, but that just tells you I got that good poker face going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know what's going on underneath these eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay, we got another person that logged in that followed instructions. That's great. Got a couple more in there. Um, I know Bango, he likes to show up like right at the last moment, but he shows up. He's always there. So you've played a couple other leagues with Bango, and I like Bango. He's awesome.
Oh yeah.
He's a big
He's
Tampa Bay fan, but
he's a
hey,
trip.
yeah, you got to love them Tampa Bay fans. I hear this league is 99% Cowboys, so I referred to all the
No.
Cowboy fans as ladies.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry, Austin. I know you're a Cowboy fan too, but you're fine. You're my lady. I
That,
mean, it's
that's
good.
that's all right. We'll get to hear the lady side of the Eagles when the tush push gets banned.
Oh no, it's when I start losing and I start crying like a little baby, coming up with excuses why we can't win.
Yeah, and then you wonder, damn, maybe the tush push was our secret weapon after all.
Yeah, I got to monitor both chat rooms to ensure communication. Hey Ralph, how do we tell if everybody's logged in? Uh, they will have a green. Uh, Here, let me reply to his message. That would make more sense so he knows I'm replying to him.
I'll go for it. We got 2 minutes.
Yeah, I didn't reply to his message. I got to help my daughter here. Hold on. He wants to get in the room with the babies. Not a big deal. Yes, I have many children in my household, and we're doing this live draft, so I am going to be multitasking because this is not my normal record time. So to
Well,
make
so
sit,
far we got 8 people in the room.
yeah. So he wanted to know how we could tell everybody in there. So we're missing. Well, Q was supposed to be there already. He's with someone else, and that guy's logged in, so Q's just not logged in on his phone yet.
I saw him a while ago. Saw his little green bubble.
And then sometimes people kind of pop in and out, and that green dot will go away. But like one of them just popped out, but popped right back in. So it's kind of like a hit or miss. I will let Randy decide when to start the draft. We don't have it on an automatic start, but we do have scheduled time. Let me see what he says. This is the world of technology.
Well, you're on the clock.
All right. So here we go. The first 101. And I have already picked who I want it. I'm going to ask him before I go.
Oh, you better do it. You got 1:30. You got 1 minute 30 seconds. Oh, kind of looks like almost everybody's on now except for 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I was just making sure.
I would just go ahead and go. Everyone's on here except
All
for
right.
Bamgo and Hot Nick.
Here we go. Let's shock the world. You ready for my 101?
I'll do it.
All right, guys. I really put a lot of thought into this, and I believe the best 101 this year, if you're in a startup and you're getting, and I've always struggled at this position, and that is running back. So I sat here and I weighed my options in running backs, and I decided out of 3 running backs I thought was the best, I picked Bijan Robinson as my 101.
Okay.
So the 101 in this startup draft this year was Bijan Robinson. Now he is a tier 1 for a standard IDP average draft. Ooh, CeeDee Lamb 102, Jaden Daniels 3.
Holy
Oh
crap.
crap. I was not expecting that. That's what I'm loving. Let's see what now Mr. Right
Holy crap.
to yeah, that changes your plans right there if you had plans, because my plans just got shook up.
Dude, oh my God, he took Jaden Daniels so early.
No, I think Jaden Daniels is he's oh yeah, he did. That is
He
early
took him
compared to,
so early, dude. I mean,
I mean,
but we are dealing with new people, so that's okay.
I really don't think it's a bad pick. I think it's a good pick for a quarterback. I mean, quarterback
At
flex.
at the 103, no,
No,
I don't know. That's too rich for my taste.
too rich for your taste. Yeah, I mean, we still got a lot of people on the board that are top notch. Like Josh Allen, we're already at the 104 in a Super Bowl flex. And well, there you went, Josh Allen. I spoke too soon, 1.4. Swift
Okay.
834 real. All right, now I'm interested. I'm seeing where he's going with this. Okay. Oh man, this is exciting. I'm already excited just to see CeeDee Lamb and Jaden Daniels
Okay.
go off.
Yeah.
Now, I mean,
Okay.
CeeDee Lamb is not really too
Jaden,
early.
I'll
Barkley,
take
okay,
my
that makes sense. Barkley's about pick 5, tier 2.
I'll take my it's not that bad picking Jaden Daniels. Wow. I mean, honestly, I probably would have done the same thing, to be honest with
I'm
you.
going to be shocked, but don't be shocked by this, because if he's auto drafting right now, the next on the board per this ADP is Patrick Mahomes, which is like, I don't know where this ADP was created. I'm looking at the ADP right now. They got ranking in here for sleeper, and it has Patrick Mahomes next. So if he's on auto draft, it's either going to pick Patrick Mahomes
Oh,
or
I
Justin
guess
Jefferson.
I guess people still believe in the hype, I guess. Believe in the
Yeah,
big
but
name.
if you look at a standard list, you don't see him until tier 7 on a 25 list. So I
I
don't.
know. I know, but
But then we did start
I,
this sleeper. Don't really update this section until after the draft. I think it's more when the draft is completed. So I think there's still updates to come. But 2.5, really? I mean, if he gets them, he gets them. It's going to be interesting. There's only 2 that's on auto draft right now, so this is definitely interesting. I'm still looking at the Jaden Daniels draft pick. I like it. I really do. But then I don't know. Maybe that's a little too early. Yeah, interesting.
It's all.
so,
It's hey, to each their own, man. To each their own.
so right now my queue is still successfully holding up, which I was kind of nervous about queuing him that early for
Yeah,
like the 113. Well, basically he's the 212. Well, no, he'd be the. Oh wait, I won't be picking till the 212. I'll be picking till the two. Oh my god, I just realized this is a snake draft. Uh,
yeah. You said it in the
oh,
beginning.
I'm definitely not going to get this guy. I don't know what I was thinking. I was counting 12 and then the 13th spot, and I was thinking this will be my guy. And now I just realized Patrick Mahomes is off the board on an auto draft. Now we got someone actually draft. Joe Burrow. There was the guy I was talking about. I had him stashed, but I didn't think he'd go this early. He did.
Yeah, yeah. I figured
All right, here's the guy that
all the big name
here's our
quarterbacks are going to be
cowboy.
dropping off.
Here's our fellow cowboy fan for you.
He's your favorite, ain't he?
Yeah, he's my favorite now. He, he's my favorite.
He's done replaced me.
Oh, I like his pick. I like his pick. Good pick. Jamar Gibbs. I like it. That's a good pick. You know, I am like stunned right now. It's not seeing these two wide receivers off the board yet. Surely a God, you're going to remedy this. Someone's got to remedy this.
I thought about it. I've thought about it. I thought about it.
I mean, this will probably be the.
And this isn't what I expected it to turn around and be in at.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting this and how things are supposed to be going, honestly.
Uh-huh.
So
Oh, see, I gotta plan out my thing. My head's just like spinning right now because I miscounted where I was at.
that's what I'm saying. So, you know what? We're gonna go. We're going Lamar Jackson.
Wow. I like it. I like it. I
I
really
mean,
do like it.
so like I was looking at them too, like the receivers you were talking about. I was waiting out, and I was like, man, I gotta. I mean, I can't pass the man. I mean, he's almost won MVP this
Yeah, so
past year if it wasn't for Josh Allen. So I mean,
yeah, so we're sitting here mocking the Jaden Daniels, but really we shouldn't be because if you just do the quarterback
no,
rankings,
it's just
Jaden Daniels a tier one.
no, it's just surprising that
Yeah,
he went before everyone else. But
yeah. I mean it is, but he is a tier one. He's ranked 3 in ADP for quarterbacks only. If you just do quarterbacks only, you got Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Jaden Daniels, Jalen Hurts, Joe Burrow, Baker Mayfield, Patrick Mahomes, and Jared Goff. That's your top 8. That's 2 tiers. Tier 1 ending with Jalen Hurts. So far, we have Josh Allen off the board, Jaden Daniels off the board, Patrick Mahomes off the board. Lamar Jackson is a tier 1, so he's off the board. So there's only one tier 1 left, and part of tier 2 is started going.
I think one of the last 2 picks is gonna pick Jalen Hurts. I predict that now.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna tell you right now, our wide receivers are gonna go off the board as a tier thing because this is an auto draft, and the next boy up
Justin Jefferson should be going.
Yeah, Justin Jefferson. So your tier 1 overall should be Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, and Bijan Robinson. That is pretty much the consistent ranking. And then right there below that, you have CeeDee Lamb, Barkley, Puka Nuka, Amon St. Brown, and Jamar Gibbs. So I mean, I don't think this first round was that like surprising. It's pretty much dead on what the rankings are. Just in the order we would expect it, maybe not so much. So here goes. Oh, whoa! What just happened? CJ Stroud. So he has a queue lined up because this definitely didn't go by.
It's got to be queued because there's no way.
No, if it's auto draft not queued, it would go, wow, you're telling me Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase doesn't go in the first round? I am blown away. This is only on Dynasty Football Maniacs would you see something that wild. We still got 2 more picks, man. I don't know what to say. I mean,
so we found somebody that likes CJ Stroud a lot more than you.
Yes, I would have not even picked CJ Stroud in the first thing. So quarterback rankings, CJ Stroud is
crazy.
He's a tier 4, ranked 16. Now, I think he should be ranked higher than that. I would have put him in a tier high 3, not that low. I would have put him in the Bo Nix, Kyle Murray role. I mean, dropping him that low, oh my God. I mean, this is here we go. Now I'm interested in the next guy. I mean, this is like one of them drafts you love because now that's our surprise pick today. CJ Stroud was probably the biggest surprise pick out of the whole bunch. And we had Jamar Chase finally off the board.
Well, the
Woo!
draft is still young, so that could
Yeah,
change.
draft is still young. So is Justin Jefferson going to go at the 1-2? Are we going to? Yep, Justin Jefferson at the 1-2. So let's see what last pick does. Now in the next round, when we do this startup draft, it'll reverse. If I'm first, it means I'm last. The next time we do the next 20. But okay, Jonathan Taylor. That make Justin Jefferson, Jonathan Taylor. I like that.
Jonathan Taylor? Wow, okay.
Well, I mean, for like running backs, I mean, he's picking up a wide receiver.
I'm not saying it's wrong. I was just kind of
Yeah.
shocked.
I mean, I'm surprised Buck and Irvin's actually in a tier 2. But then I was thinking
he's going the late quarterback strategy.
Yeah, see, I was gonna see. Yeah, see,
He's going
yeah.
late quarterback strategy.
I am nervous. I am nervous because I just recounted this wrong and I forgot this is like a snake draft. It's been so long since I did a snake draft because of Dynasty. I forgot this is a start. I did forget it was a startup. My mind is just blowing because I'm like, oh, I did not plan for. Oh, Jalen Hurts finally went off the board. That's your other tier 1 quarterback. Didn't expect him to stay on the board. I really honestly believe my luck and where I'm looking at for my starter, I have a chance to still get a tier 2 quarterback.
All right.
Or maybe I think it'd be more of a tier 3.
Hey, I need to be talking because it's my pick.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I'm not gonna shoot myself in the foot and get Christian McCaffrey again. Last year it totally destroyed me. So we're gonna go differently, and we are going to go with the Sun God. We're going Amara St. Brown.
Oh, I like it. I like it. That makes sense. So overall, I'm looking at the overall list. That's a tier 2 player. Very good in a round in the second round. That makes sense. I expect him already have his stuff queued. Oh, he's logged in. He is not wasting his time with the queue. He is gonna pick it. Love it. How do you say his name? Nemo Hose? No more hose. Oh,
Nima Hose.
No, I think yeah, it might be Nemo Hose.
It's
No more
Nima
hose.
Hose.
I like it. And he's 129. So let's see what he does. Him and me's done had a little bit of conversation back and forth. A little bit. I told him fly, Eagle fly. He says, I'm a Cowboy fan. I think you just done ruined it for me, but that's okay. Oh man, I still don't know what I'm on because my queue's now messed up. Because I definitely don't want to pick him at the 212. Oh
my God!
Ooh,
what?
I like that. A-Chain ain't bad. Wow, Christian McCaffrey. Ugh. I don't even know if he's going to be healthy to play, but hey, he's on auto draft. So, Josh Jacobs, running backs are going off. Brees Hall, I missed that. So we're at the 2-9 now. Oh, 2-8. Puka Nuka, 2-9. I still have not decided who I'm going to pick because I'm kind of seeing where this is going here because I am totally lost. I need to look at a quarterback definitely at this point in time.
Oh, it looks like I might be going the 0 RB route.
But you need to get an RB before the end of this draft.
Do you not know what the 0 RB strategy is?
You're gonna no, I
don't.
What?
You still so 0 RB strategy for this is a good explanation for some people who are new to this. So the 0 RB strategy is you ground up, you lay your foundation for all your other positions. Like I could have went running back first too, but then I was like, there's a wide receiver out there that is really going to be tremendous and who's going to be pretty consistent. So wide receivers are typically usually more consistent sometimes than running backs. So there's strategies out there where you can just, for the first 4, 5, 6 rounds, you just go, since we're doing Superflex, you can go quarterback, receivers, and then you can either look at tight end if you want to, but you still walk away with running backs, but you wait until the later rounds and you stack up on receivers and every other position.
Oh,
But
Malik
so,
Neighbors went off at the 2-9. I like that pick.
all right, all right.
Jared Williams for Los Angeles Rams, 210. All right. So I'm coming up to the 212 and the 3-1 pick. Brock
Brock
Bowers.
Bowers.
I like that pick. That's a tough
I
pick.
I can't say that's a bad decision. I really
No.
can't.
So I am very
Now
torn about
you're gonna pick Kyle Pitts.
Kyle
Make the
Pitts.
make tight ends proud.
So I have a shot to get. I might just do this. I might go ahead and solidify. Let me see what overall looks like here. Hmm. God, I am tough. I'm definitely going to go for a
You
quarterback.
you're four tough.
I'm going to take a gamble.
Gamble.
Well, if I can find him.
Get them loins tingling.
Yeah, I lost him. And I am now going to go back to safe bet because this is where I'm always
Wow.
weak. He's a tier two.
Wow.
He's a tier two.
Wow. Yeah, you're gonna have to get him right now anyways, because if you don't,
Yeah.
somebody else is gonna probably get him.
And I
So
ain't got
get your
time
guy.
for,
Get
yeah.
your
So
guy. Now sometimes, oh shit. That's
back to back quarterback, just solidify that bad boy. You know who my
okay.
backup is.
Okay, well, okay, well, sometimes when you reach, that's because, you got a guy that you really like, so there's nothing wrong with that. It's all about who you really like and who you really think is going to benefit.
So I was on a fence. Was I going to get Justin Fields or Bo Nix? And I just think Bo Nix is going to have a better season. I think Justin Fields is going to do great. Don't get me wrong, but I think Bo Nix is going to do very well this year. I mean, I
Bo
think
Nix, Bo Nix's
Peyton is
situation
really
is
getting that group up. Now I did debate to go with the running back, but I went ahead and pulled the
Bo,
trigger.
Bo Nix's situation is a little bit better than Justin Fields right now.
That's
Bo,
what I was
Ni-
thinking.
Bo Nix has a little bit more of a better foundation to stand on, which Justin Fields, he's just on a 2-year deal, which is actually, if you look at the numbers, is really only a 1-year deal. So it's more of like of he's got to impress this year in order for him to actually have a better foundation to stand on. But I like your pick though.
Yeah, so I went ahead because I'm picking like so far off and it's gapped out. When you do the 101, it's so tough. So I built a good foundation for my running back, Bijan, and then I went and picked in the 212, Jeff, and then Jared Goff, not Jeff, Jared Goff. We'll call him
Yeah.
Jeff. And then Bo Nix. And then what I like the next pick, 3-2 went Derrick Henry, and then 3-3 Trey McBride. I think that if anybody's picking tight ends, them two tight ends, there's one more tight end out there that should already be off the board before the end
So
of the third.
so let me bring this up since you were already explaining this. When we do the rookie draft, all those positions that are right now are going to be switched.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get an early round pick in the rookie draft.
Mhm.
So the reason why I'm okay with, if I need to, if I don't get a good running back in the first 4 or 5 rounds,
Uh-huh.
I know that I could get starter caliber running backs within the first round when we do our rookie draft.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why I'm not like too upset about it, because I mean I'm just taking what I can take at this point, because I'm
Right.
in the ninth one, and it's a long way to the ninth when it's like this, how it is right now. It's a long way to me, but then I have to wait all the way after I make my second pick. I have to wait really a long time for 2 rounds, so I
That's
can't
why I
really I can't really be begging to whenever there's some good receivers there.
Right. And that's why I like going between like 5, 6, and 7 because in a snake draft, them pretty much stay consistent of where they're at. 8 maybe not so much, but I think they're the sweet spots in a snake draft is pick 5, pick 6, pick 7. Just to me, has always been a sweet spot. I've always done very well at drafting a team in them 3 spots. First and last, you can make a winning team. You can build up a great team. The 101 basically just gives you the star power. You get the choice of the top 3. Who do you think, and who's your preference for the top 3? Now, the last 4 picks, 3, 4, 3, 5, 3, 6, and 3, 7 were all wide receivers. You had Brian Thomas go off the board, Nico Collins go off the board, AJ Brown go off the board, and Marvin Harris at 3, 7. That's what you usually see in the third and the fourth round. You see wide receivers start heavily going off. The 2 wide receivers you always see going off before is always Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson. I am very surprised with the Dallas situation that someone would pick CD Lamb at 1, 2. But then again, I'm not because CD Lamb is a star player. He can reach out and make things happen. He's done it in the past, and he does have a great quarterback. Dak is a good quarterback. When Dak wants to put up the numbers, Dak can put up the numbers. I think it's the pieces around them are not put in correctly. And I blame the owner more so than the coach and the team. Because at the end of the day, some of the decisions he makes, you just want to run your head through the wall. And I'm not even a Dallas fan, and I want to run my head through the wall.
Let's
So I'm just
see.
saying that out loud. So let's see what he picks. Is it going to still be the wide receiver trend, or are we going to jump off and go to a different thing? Overall, the next one on the board is Tyreek Hill, but I think a lot of people are going to stay away from Tyreek Hill because I think he's coming to the end of his career. This is a dynasty league.
I think if you're gonna take a chance on Tyreek Hill, it'll be close to like the later rounds.
Yeah. So the ones that have not come off that shocked me so far, looking in the third round, uh, time's up. Tyreek Hill. There we go. Another wide receiver. We're talking about Tyreek Hill. I didn't predict that. It just happened.
All right,
So
so now you know what? I am going to solidify this spot.
you're going to get another wide receiver. Come
Well,
on, don't make the
I
wide
I can
receiver run
actually
6.
I can actually wait a little bit later
Yeah.
if I
Maybe
want to do
not. I don't
that.
know. This draft has kind of been shaken up differently.
Well, I can wait later and get another receiver if I really want to. So what I am going to do is I am going to go ahead and solidify this role.
Jordan Love, and then right after that, he had ETN in his queue because if he picked that quick, he probably had ETN because ETN was not on the next. So we know, even though Hot Nick is auto picking, he is queued up because them picks are not aligning with the ADP ranking, and that's normally what happens when it goes or positional pick. So he's definitely got his picks. Justin Herbert, okay. I was wondering when he was going to go off the board. Good.
That dude, he's probably got the quarterback scares. He saw me
Yeah,
going
because
after that one. He's like, I really need to go ahead and get one.
yeah. I mean, if you got a star quarterback, you're fine. I had to go ahead and get dual quarterbacks because I didn't have like that. I mean, yeah, Jared Goff is considered a tier 2, but really, is he a tier 2? I would put him in as a tier 3 or tier 4. Bo Nix is more a tier 2. Um, that's just my opinion. I think Jared Goff just has stars around him. That's what makes him successful. Everywhere he's been, he's had stars around him. Baker Mayfield, I was waiting for that to come off the board. That's another one that's a tier 2, I believe is solid tier 2, and should have probably been off the board at the second round. And I debated about picking him, but I was more going for youth. I got my veteran, Jared Goff, and I wanted youth for Bo Nix. And Sam Laporta, the finally third tight end that I thought needed to be drafted in a row. And it's pretty much how I would rank them out. Kenneth Walker, Garrett Wilson. So now we're
So
swapping up.
So I was actually thinking about getting Garrett Wilson, but I knew he was gonna get picked because of that auto pick. So
Uh,
I'm down with 2 of them, but
well, he might have had him queued because the other
yeah,
3 didn't line.
he could have. Well, Garrett Wilson was literally above Anthony Richardson, so he might have had him queued. I'm not sure, but regardless of that, let's see. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to do So I'm down to two of what I want to pick, and I can go either way. But with Chris Olave, you have the whole Derek Carr situation now with him having a surgery, and he might not be there, and we don't even know the quarterback. And I know this is dynasty, but I'm also thinking 2 or 3 years as well.
Oh, you're gonna pick my guy. I was hoping he was
So
gonna pick my guy.
I'm going to pick
Chris Olave.
Drake London.
Oh shit! Oh, I'm sorry. Oh wow! I was not expecting that. I was thinking someone else, but okay.
no,
Okay.
no, I'm gonna let you have your guy because
I don't know if he'll make it to me because there's auto picks in between there, and Joe Mixon just went off the board. Anthony, wow, George Kittle, Anthony Richardson. Oh, that makes sense for the fourth round. 4-7, Anthony Richardson. I get it. All right, so let's see. I'm gonna see what all is. Yeah, so if any auto happens, I'm probably not gonna get my guy. Um, I know I need that. I need a lot of that, but I'm a little scared of what's left. Not so much on one, maybe two. I think the other one's slowly, finally getting his own. Um, did you see that? Did the LA Rams actually re-sign Cooper Kupp for 1 year for 10 million?
no, the Rams did not. He's with Seattle.
Okay, I misread that then.
No, no. Devontae Adams is with the Rams right now.
Hold on. Yeah, that was something else I was reading. I don't know where I got that mixed up.
Hmm.
So we are still stuck on 4-8 pick. It's been turning out to be an interesting startup draft for Dynasty. I'm liking the picks I've seen so far. I'm struggling with what I'm going to do next. Caleb Williams went off the board. I figured that would be next. People that haven't got quarterbacks are now either getting their backups or their next. So I honestly believe the next two probably will. Next three probably will pick quarterbacks. Good possibility. Or next two at least grab quarterbacks because they either got good wide receivers, they don't have a quarterback, and the quarterback room is very slim for
And
Pickens right
then
now.
and then you got the dude that's like right in front of you. He
No
definitely
quarterback
needs
at
to
all.
I mean, he definitely needs to pick something.
So you got Kyle Murray still on the board. You got Dak Prescott, Brock Purdy, Tua. I would stay away from Tua. Trevor Lawrence, I'd probably even stay away from him. Kirk Cousins, a big question mark. Matthew Stanford's on his last leg. Drake May could be a question mark, but could be a success story. It depends on how that all aligns in the Patriots. Aaron Rodgers, definitely stay away. Deshaun Watson, he's not on a team, guys. Uh, Will Levis,
Deshaun Watson, he technically is still on a team now. Come on.
well, he ain't playing no more. No, they let him go officially. The Browns let him go.
No, they didn't. He's still with them.
I thought I read that he is not going to be back.
No, he restructured a contract to free up some money. No, he's still definitely on the Browns roster right now.
No, when I just brought up his roster for Cleveland Browns, it shows Jamin Winston, Dorial Thomas, and Kenny Pickett.
I have him right here. It says he's with the Cleveland Browns.
I'm looking at their depth chart.
Yeah, and I am too. And it says Deshaun Watson.
Okay, I'm going to that official site. Not that I'm NFL. All right, so. Oh, I better pay attention. Drake May just went off the board. Sitting here doing some research while we're talking, guys.
Deshaun Watson right now, he's listed as injured, but he is on the depth chart with Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett.
Wow. So I'm surprised about that Devontae Smith pick. I was not seeing that.
I could see that around that.
I'm gonna do some wild pickings next.
Oh,
I don't know if they're wild, but if I have an opportunity to get these two guys, I will be
a-
very happy.
anything you do is wild.
Thank you. Oh, well, he's going to give me my two guys. So I believe, and this is just either way, it doesn't matter what order I pick these two in. I just
Do
think
it.
these are the guys I want. I'm picking Chris Olave because, yes, I know Carr's injured, but I honestly believe they are going to end up getting Saunders, and I believe something special is going to happen this year or next year. And he's a great wide receiver, and he has that high potential. I sit there and I stare at Brandon Ayuk, but that's not my guy. I am looking at that young rookie that got drafted that has a lot of high potential. He showed charisma. Yeah, DJ Moore is the wide receiver one, but I think the future is Roma Tuesday. So I am going with the Roma Tuesday.
Oh, that is very wild.
No,
But
it's a good pick. I mean,
it's very nah. I'm not gonna say Rome Tuesday is a bad pick. Where he's at and where you picked him at, it's a very wild pick. This is at least that's how I will say.
well, Devontae Smith is a wild pick. I mean, that's farther down. I mean, so
No, Devontae was higher than
let's see,
Roma
let's see,
Tuesday.
let's see. Devontae Smith. Uh, you got Chris Olave, and then Devontae Smith is 26 overall. Rome Tuesday is 32. Yeah, he's a little bit down below Devontae Smith, but he's in the tier 5 with Devontae Smith. So it's who you want. That's where I'm at. Who do you want?
Hey, it's your team,
My
brother.
yep. Oh, someone went defensive player.
Ugh.
And I gave a warning. I said, hey guys, you might only a certain defensive, and out of any defensive player, I knew it would be that man. I just knew I'm going to go to IDP because IDP is always separated. And Micah Parson is actually like way down there on a tier. I mean, I'm surprised that he picked him
Well, I
that
mean,
early.
and if you look at the sleeper ADP, he was up there higher than any other linebacker, so that's why.
Yeah. I mean, I would have probably went with like Zy Franklin or
Yes, but this is his team, so he wanted to go with
yeah.
Parsons.
DJ Moore went off at the 5-3.
Mm.
I'm gonna have to check to see. Okay, guys, before I shift this, get you guys to look at this first round. You had Bijan, CeeDee Lamb, Jaden Daniels, Josh Allen, Barkley, Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Gibbs, Jackson, CJ Stroud, Jamar Chase, and Justin Jefferson at the 112. All right, now I got to roll the screen so you're gonna see a little movement here, just so we don't. Well, no, you can still see the yeah, you can still see the picks. Okay, so I thought maybe the 101 and stuff would disappear, but it didn't. We were able to still see more. So now we're at the 5th round. Hey guys, if you like the content, hit the like button. Don't forget to hit the subscribe. We're not going to stop this show. We're going to continue just a little bit longer. It's 20 rounds. We're in the 5th round. I don't know if we'll make it all 20 rounds, but that we might. I don't know. Should just we'll see what we can do on time constraint. Maybe divide it up into 2 shows, part 1, part 2. I don't know, or just release the whole hour segment because it'd be about an hour and a half. What do you think?
I'm down. I'm down with whatever we do. So
Yeah, I don't think it'll be. Well, let's see. We've been on for. We ain't even been on an hour, have we? Yeah, this
no,
we only
not
been in.
yet.
Yeah, we only been in 30 minutes and we're already in the 5th round. So yeah, usually towards the end it starts getting auto draft. Lad McConkey
Okay, that
5-4.
I I'm gonna fight him on that. I wanted Lad, but it's too rich right now in this round of my. But I wanted him later. Well, that's okay. I didn't want him that bad. Let's see. I'm trying to right now strategize, but it's hard for me to strategize right now when I have still 4 other guys in front of me.
Yeah, I'm looking for someone. Did I miss someone that went off the board before
I'm definitely missing somebody who I'm looking for.
I am too. Jaden Waddle. I might be able to find him.
Where is he? I know.
Oh, I found him.
Somebody
Wow.
did somebody already pick him?
Who? I'll help you search him.
Oh,
You're gonna pick before me, anyways.
well, that depends on if somebody else hasn't picked him yet or not, or somebody already has.
Well, tell me who you're looking for, because I thought someone picked this person. I looked him up. He's still on the board, but he's way down lower than I thought he would be.
I'm looking for Bucky Irvin.
Oh no, he hasn't gone off yet.
He must be later down then, because I have
Well,
looked and I have not seen him yet. Hang on, let me see what.
yeah, he's
Let me
down
look
there.
him
He's
up.
like 252 under running backs.
I could. Okay, okay,
I'm shocked that he's still on the board. I am
okay.
like, I was actually going to pick him, but since you called him out, I have to now suffer and let it go. But I already know who my next two picks are if they survive. And the way this board, if they're going by this ADP, I'm in the safe. So,
So there's multiple ways I could do this. It's gonna be crazy if I actually pull the trigger in doing it. But with all the players that's around me, and I'm gonna go ahead and throw this out. I am not going to be one of those that when I see the first defensive players or a few defensive players, I am not going to be thrown off by my game plan.
oh, same here.
I'm
My
not.
get,
I'm
yeah,
not going to have that itch. Like, oh my god, the linebackers are going off, or these players are going off. I have to go get this. No, I am going to stick with my plan.
especially as strong as the rookie draft is coming out for defensive players, I think we'll be fine.
That's the reason why I'm not. And besides, it's not like mine and your leagues where we have to have multiple, positions
Brandon
starting
Ayuk,
in those spots.
yeah,
So I'm not like sweating it right now. So if I want to execute some plans and stuff, I think I'm going to.
right. So Brandon Ayuk just went off the board, and that makes sense. That really does. I debated Brandon Ayuk, and I know Roma Tuesday is one of them surprise picks early in the round, and yeah, I'll probably be criticized for that. I can't really argue with Austin, but sometimes I believe if you believe, go ahead and take it. And the reason why is wide receivers could be at dead bottom, and the next year they just go boom up.
Evan Ingram.
Yeah, see, I am way too. No, I
Wow.
mean that's about right because you got all the top five.
Wow.
Well,
He picked him over Dalton Kincaid though. Would you pick Evan Ingram over Dalton Kincaid?
no, I would pick a David Njoku before I pick Evan
That
Ingram.
that's that's the reason why I'm saying wow, because I'm just mind blown.
Mark Andrews is still on the board.
All right, so
Tucker Kraft is still on the board.
all
Dallas
right,
Gottfried's still on the board.
so I'm executing my plan.
All right, here's your. I want to see what your plan is, Mister
I'm executing my plan,
Austin.
and this is the what I've been planning for the running backs because I'm not going. Obviously, when I say zero RB, I'm not actually literally going zero RB in the draft. I'm actually going to draft some. It's just I wasn't going to be in the first 2 or 3 rounds of getting some. So
Yeah,
now I'm going to take my first running back off the board, and I know he's a little bit on down, but I still think he's is a really good running back, where he's at and stuff. And I'm going to pick James Cook.
oh, I like it. I like James Cook.
And I think that's good value where he's at right now in this round.
Now I'm being very dangerous by not ready to throw in the towel. I was actually not going to wait. I was going to wait to more of the 8-12 to get a tight end, and I'm starting to worry now because the tight ends. Oh no, we still got. Yeah, it would have to be. Yeah, I'm still probably going to stick with my game plan. I'm not. I'm not
Just
going tight end.
I
I already
normally
know. I already know who I want for my next two picks. So I'm lining them up because I don't honestly think anything's going to happen in between here and then to maybe I sit there and I say that. And then as I say that, it happens. So there is two more people to pick in front of me. So, but looking at the the actual 80, I got two lists brought up, and looking at the one I like the most, and I think is one of the better ones out there, and I'm not going to name no names, because it's not fair to the other sites. But one of them I really like because the way they pull in the information from multiple sites. and it's more to me is realistic than some of these other sites that I think are biased, or I don't know where they're getting their information from, because it's like if you look at some of the drafts you've been in, you don't really see that. So I mean, at the end of the day, it's a question mark. But here we go. He's got I'm a little
I
nervous
think
here.
we're I think we're I think we're getting into the rounds where everyone is going to have a hard time picking what they want to grab,
Yeah, because the
especially
one,
when we get into the later rounds
yeah, so
when defense gets involved. I think we're going to see a lot of different.
yeah, I see that everybody's hesitant on what they're picking right now.
Right.
Oh, Mark Andrews goes finally 5'11", right after Kelsey. And that makes sense. The tight ends are finally, like, your top tight ends are pretty much off the board. The only one that's really still out there for tight ends, let me look over here on this list. Uh so TJ Hawkinson ain't off the board yet.
Nope. I was eyeing him.
Oh, gee, I just see I messed up again. I was thinking I was going to be the next after Kyle Murray. I got a whole nother round to wait through. Jesus. I might not get my two guys. So I might have to go with the tight ends. So let me look at what's left for the tight ends. Ain't got shit. Did I say that out loud? Wow.
Yeah, no,
Uh,
no, you definitely said that out loud.
all right. So yeah, TJ Hawkinson's still on the board. He's a tier one tight end. Trey McBride's gone. Brock Bowers is gone. George Kittle's gone. Sam Laporta. Juno Smith is still on the board. Mark Andrews done. Okay. I'm looking. Isaiah Pachenko just went off at 6'2". We got 6'3". Hey, as I'm gonna say again, guys, if you like the content, please hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. We're growing. We're over 2,000 subscribers. Our goal is to, before the end of the year, hit 6,000. I know that's a big goal, but we're gonna try it. DK Metcalf just came off the board, and this is, I think, the best content. As we our best content is at the off season when we do our first initial ranking, and then we have like a little filler where we do some mock drafts for NFL, which is fun, and some people enjoy that content more than our other content. Me, I like the rankings, and I love this part of it. I love when we do these drafts and we're actually doing the fantasy and we're talking about the fantasy and kind of going into it. That's my favorite point. And then the next thing is us doing our overall rankings of the rookies when the draft is over. Like, what was our expectations and our wows and our shockers? Because the
So,
NFL surprise you every day.
so here we go. I'm on the clock, and think I've made my decision. And I think since I already got, I'm not really, I'm not gonna get a tight end right now. I can wait on the tight end. At least I'm gonna gamble on that because I've saw some tight ends on the later rounds that I really like that I'm willing to wait on. Running backs in this air range right here, I'm not really too fond of right now either. So I think I'm gonna solidify one of my flex spots with a receiver, and I think I'm going to. It's going to be a stack with my quarterback, with one of my quarterbacks, Lamar, and I'm gonna go with Zay Flowers
Oh, I like that pick. Zay Flowers off the clock.
because it's not like super important, but if you can get a stack, especially ones that have stayed, that's going to be together for a while and that are both hitting with connecting with each other, it really helps out, especially in best ball.
I agree with that.
Because and when the range that I'm at right now with what's left on the ADP here in this range, I didn't pick Michael Pittman because we don't know the quarterback situation right now. We don't know, exactly if it's going to be Richardson or if it's going to be Daniel Jones. And I don't know what their future is going to look like either after this year. So I'm kind of staying away from that. And, I could have went Dalton Kincaid, but he kind of hasn't really been, producing and being like the number one draft pick that they chose him to be. Like, so I could get, I believe I could get a better value was out of Zay Flowers instead of that. And I already have 2 quarterbacks. I'm not gonna solidify a quarterback spot right now as a backup until, later on.
Yeah. So just to
So
update everybody, Stephon Diggs just went off on 6'5". Zay Flowers, you picked 6'4". Terry McLaurin for Washington went off 6'6". We got another wide receiver run. Pittman 6'7", and that was who you were just speaking about.
mhm.
So yeah, I'm kind of with you on that decision. I'm surprised. Well, I don't know. There's your TJ Hawkinson. I wondered when he was going to go. He finally went at the 6'8". He was on my.
Was you trying to get him?
If he was still there when I came up, I was going to alter the way I was going to pick just to grab him. But
Got it.
I think the other tight ends, I can wait a whole another 2 round. Well, I don't know. I might have to grab a tight end, at least one, because you do
Just
have that one
it just
tight end.
depends on who you believe in.
So I'm looking at the overall tight ends that are ranked out, and I think if I don't, I might end up hurting myself in the tight end because I don't really see a strong tight end class coming out in the rookies. So I don't think there's going to be much tight ends in the next 20 rounds after this. And if I don't grab a good tight end right now, Bucky Irvins just went off the wow. That is your so most rankings have Bucky Irving as a tier 2, and he just finally went off. And I shouldn't say nothing because I waited.
I
Six
should
nine.
I didn't want him that bad. The reason why I didn't go
So
ahead and grab him.
brace yourself. The next guy picking has not picked a quarterback yet, and this is a quarterback flex. He's got CeeDee Lamb, Brock Bowers, Derrick Henry, Mike Evans, Micah Parson.
He's gonna get Dak.
You think he's going to get Dak? I
Well, I
believe he
mean,
get.
well, I mean, think about it. You got Dak, but then you got the stack with CD Lamb. We just talked about how stacks can be really good too, and he did
No, he
not.
went Rashad White.
Oh wow. Okay, well, never mind.
Yeah, he's that right there. Surprised unless
Forget
he's.
forget my logic.
I think he might be going for like a rookie like level or well, maybe he thinks he can get these guys at a later
Yeah,
round.
yeah, but the
Because I
thing
mean, most
is,
people it's
does
already
he
stacked.
know? Does he know that the boy when do the rookie draft, he's going to be close to the last?
I don't know, but here we go. We are now drafting Najee Harris, that is currently with the Chargers,
Oh, okay.
and I, I'm going to gamble since T.J. Hawkinson was my guy. I was going to wait and go ahead
Yeah,
and grab him, but I'm going to take a gamble because I need another wide receiver
do
because
it.
I took a gamble on a Roma Tuesday. I'm grabbing another one young out of the Seahawks, Jackson Smith Nigba.
Oh,
So
okay,
I
okay.
think that's a good pick. I
That's
think
a
for
good
where I
pick.
got him at, that was a good pick.
That's a good pick. I will agree.
So have everybody went off in the tier 2 for the wide? Yeah, everybody's went off on the tier 2 for the wide receivers. So tier 1, tier 2 is Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, then ranked Puka Nuka, Amon Ray, St. Brown, Malika Neighbors, Nico Collins, and Brian Thompson. And I believe Nico Collins went off in one of them round. Yep, there he is. So yeah, they've all went. Drake London went. AJ Brown, Jackson Smith, Nigba, just who I drafted now. Lad McConkey's gone. Tyreek Hill. T. Higgins still on the board. Garrett Wilson's gone. Mike Evans gone. Terry McLaurin. So all the way tier 3, the only tier 3 player left is T. Higgins. He's not been grabbed yet, but tier 4, we've already got DJ Moore off the board, Marvin Harris Jr. and Chris Olave. Good God, I said that too fast. A little tongue twist. My tongue went around each other. Now at this time he has. Oh, he didn't get a quarterback. I am so confused. What are you doing, my friend?
He does know it's a super
Quarterback
flex,
flex. I mean, the
right?
super flex. But hey, I mean, he has a strategy. I love his team, and he might be looking at this as a dynasty. He might not get his rookie quarterback this year. I mean, there's still good quarterbacks on the run. I mean, you still have Dak out there. You still have Brock Purdy. You still have Tua. You still have Trevor Lawrence. You still have Kirk Cousins. I know that's a big question mark. Matthew Stanford, maybe another 2 years if you're lucky. Aaron Rodgers, I wouldn't even put my money on it. Deshaun Watson, don't touch it. Will Levis, don't touch it. Bryce Young could be a good question mark. Geno Smith, he's on his last 2 years. Justin Jefferson is a roll me a dicer. And Derek Carr, we know he's going in injuries. And Russell Wilson's a god, and he will be quarterbacking for the New York Giants. And then you
Mm,
have another god up in Indianapolis, Daniel Jones. So either way,
you need to stop.
okay. You hear that, guys? Austin said I need to slow down. I'm calling too many people gods. So now we're at a pick, and I got to put my glasses on to read that. 7.4. Aaron Jones just went off the board. 7.3. We're in the 7th round. This is a 20-round startup draft for a dynasty league that's IDP. This is a quarterback flex, so this is exciting. Um, I guess I could throw up a roster thing to kind of. I'll do that in a little bit. Throw up a roster thing so you guys can see what the rosters look like. What the positions are. Let me see. I'll read it off. So you have a quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, a tight end, which is this is a tight end um, bonus. So you get 1.5 for receptions. Then you have 2 flex for wide receiver, running back, tight end, and then you have a flex for quarterback, wide, all the positions. That's what quarterback flex. A kicker, you have 1 DL, 1 LB, 1 DB, and then an IDP. So that's your starting bench for your roster. Yeah, this is becoming a very good draft. I think this is probably one of the better drafts I've seen. I like what I've seen so far. The only real step me out ones that kind of shocked me right off the bat. I mean, in the first round, really nothing. I mean, maybe the order. CJ Stroud was probably a reach. Everything else seemed pretty reasonable, but really in a quarterback flex was CJ Stroud. He did finish 7th his first year. Chase Brown, running back for Cincinnati, went off. That's a good pick at 7-4. That's about the time he should have went. So on a common thing, he's been the 11th running back, tier 3. The only rookie that's ranked in the top tier is Ashton Jentney, which he won't be in this draft. He'll be in the rookie draft after this. Kyle Pitts went off. Pollard went off. That's interesting. 7-7. I
Wow,
have
that
gave
is
up all.
interesting.
I have already gave up hope on Tyler. Now I've done shifted the screen, so you can't see the 101. I'm gonna shift it one more time. That's the last time you're gonna see the 101. So you can see from the 4th round through the 7th round. Currently, we're at the 7.8. My next pick is way, way away from here. I don't get to pick until 8-12 and 9-1. I'm
So
definitely going to be
you might
focusing on tight ends.
call my plan crazy, but I have a plan that I'm going to try to execute here when it comes up to my pick.
Okay. Yeah,
But but if I can get 2 picks right, you'll understand what my method is.
I already like your quarterbacks. I like your wide receiver room. Your running backs are a little slim, but I understand your draft strategy. Yeah, I'm flickering the screen a little bit, guys, trying to see what was done previously. I have some players queued up, mainly tight ends, because that's what I'm going to focus on my next pick. I don't want to. Oh, there's our next defensive player finally,
Which is fine
Raquan
because
Smith, and that makes sense. Actually, I think Raquan should have went before Micah Parson, anyways. But I digress. It's who you like, and Micah Parson has his days. Like when he
all right,
was the man.
all
So here
right.
we go.
So I'm going
I'm
to
gonna let Austin take over because it's his pick.
I am going to try to execute this plan. Now, you're gonna have to bear with me because it's gonna be kind of like out there in the backfield. But if I can get both picks, and if you see what I'm going for, you're gonna be like, "Oh, that's actually not a bad idea." All right, so here we go. So obviously, I need to fill another running back position spot, and that is what I'm going to do. And some people are gonna call me crazy for this, but I'm going for it anyways.
No,
I'm gonna go
James
with
Conner.
James
That's
Conner.
Yes, he's healthy. He's great. I mean, why would you not? I mean, he's still
But
got another healthy year. And then you look at the rookie draft, all the good rookies coming out. You got your guys that's going to replace him.
I am going if my plan works out, and you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and tell you anyways, because there's no way he's gonna make it to you anyways.
Who's
So my
that?
plan is to grab James Conner, but then when it comes back to around my pick, I am going to trade his potential takeover slash backup, and
Trey
I'm going to
Benson.
draft Trey Benson.
That would make sense. Go ahead and get his backup in case Connor goes down. You already have him in the
Yes.
8-4. That's a good pick for Trey Benson.
and
Um,
and I feel comfortable with doing it around this. This is the reason why. This is another time. This is the reason why I'm explaining zero RBs can work out if you have a plan laid out. And so while this whole time while Ralph was talking and I was looking and I was moving things, I was like, I can wait on defense. Defense is not my top priority right now. Right now is filling out my offense and making sure that I have key positions behind them just in case they go down. That way the train can still keep going. So that's the reason why I came up with okay, because I looked at the running backs and I could have went, I could have went DeAndre Swift because I think he'd have at least he's a decent running back for this range. I could have went with him. I didn't want to go with Jonathan Brooks because he might come back healthy and tear his ACL again, and then that'll be his career. I didn't want to deal with that. Ramondre, I could have went Ramondre, but right now there's so many questions of who they're going to have in the backfield with them. They're done visited with all these running backs. I didn't want to go with that. David Montgomery, I mean, I didn't really want to grab him either because, he's sharing time. So,
yeah,
Devontae Adams, and then
yeah,
Dak finally went off.
yeah, and that sounds like he's got Justin Herbert and Dak. That makes sense. That's a good pick. Devontae
Yeah.
Adams is a good pick with DK Metcalf. I like that wide receiver backup, and then he's got Garrett Wilson. It's a pretty solid team right there. He's already got quarterbacks, so I doubt very much he's going to go to quarterbacks. He's got great wide receivers. Oh, he's the one that picked up T Higgins. So T Higgins is off the board. I missed that on the 6-1. We're at the 7-12. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 picks before I pick again. So I'm definitely going for my tight ends because I think if I wait, I'm going to at least get one tight end. I think I can get one and then wait another round.
And I want to, and I
I'll
want
be
to,
on.
I'm sorry, but real quick, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you my other plan because I trust you, and I highly doubt you're going to grab this guy since he's not a starter or anything. But I'm telling you this in confidence. But see, my plan is also I'm going to grab because this is in running back spots and stuff. So I'm also gonna grab since I grabbed James Cook. My other plan is I'm also gonna grab his backup, Ray Davis, for later
I
on.
like that pick. Yeah, go ahead and do that. That'd be a good one.
So
So, and
now, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
yeah, so Tank Dell went off at the 8-2. 8-1 was Dabo Samuel, which is now at Washington, and then Oklahoma Flashad, linebacker for Jacksonville, went off. Now it is your pick, Austin. So we got
All right.
another
My
three
plan,
linebackers that done went off the board.
my plan is coming to fruition, but the way I want it.
Yep, you're gonna get your
And I'm
Trey
now,
Benson.
I am now going to pick my backup and safety blanket for if James Conner gets hurt. I am going to draft Trey Benson.
I like that.
And I know these. I know. I'm not sure if these people really know it because they're probably like, "What? Why would he pick him like that?" Trust me, it's really good to have a running back handicap handcuff with your starters. You really want to try to get that backup for your starting running backs because most of the time, if you know who the backup is, then you can grab him and he can automatically go thrown into your starting spot in place of your running back that was starting.
Yeah.
So then you don't have to worry about going to the waiver wire and trying to figure out, oh my God, what am I going to do to fill up this starting spot? You already have your option right there.
Yeah. So going back to what you just said, I already told everybody I'm going for a tight end. So my order was Dalton Kincaid, Dallas Gottschalk, Cole Komet, and Pat Furman from Pittsburgh. I have a feeling since some of these guys are on auto draft and Dalton Kincaid in this ADP is ranked next, I most likely won't get Dalton Kincaid. So then the decision becomes, do I take Dallas for Komet now? But I've also looked at Ferguson and I like Najuka. A little bit staying away from Najuka for some concerns. Ferguson, if he's healthy, he's great. So I'm dropping him on thing. I don't know if I'm going to do back to back tight ends, do double tight ends. I
Mm-hmm.
think I can just get one and then maybe go with another position. So now I'm looking at I'm actually thinking another quarterback maybe or another running back. Running back probably more so than quarterback because there's still some good running backs that are still left out there that good possibilities that are still considered starters. Maybe not ideal. Like I don't believe Swift is going to be the continue guy. Tua
Uh,
just went off the board. Uh, so what's your quarterback? That's his first quarterback. Is Tua. Justin Fields was my quarterback I was going to go for if he was still there, but since he's gone,
we need the guy now who doesn't have a quarterback. Then he needs to hurry up and draft one.
yeah, because quarterbacks are definitely getting low. I'm gonna change
Real
out
quick,
earpiece.
real quick. Okay, I'll wait till
Go
you
ahead and
get.
talk. Well, I can
Oh,
listen.
okay. Okay, so out of these two quarterbacks that are up here right now, who would you pick, Brock Purdy or Trevor Lawrence?
I would pick Brock Purdy.
Okay. And all honestly, I probably will too. Uh, I just hope that when they finally get him a deal done and they get their money situation figured out, they can actually go in the draft and get him some more weapons because you know, uh, Brandon Ayuk is still questionable of even when he's going to be coming back from that injury. And they let Debo go, they traded him, and then they got the rookie last year, McMillan. But I mean, or Pearsall, they got Ricky Pearsall last year in the draft. So I really do believe they really need to get Brock Purdy some more weapons, and because George Kittle. Right now George Kittle is looking like the number one right now.
Yeah. So right now, basically, since Justin Fields came off at the 8-6, you had Cooper Cup at the 8-7, 8-8, Frank Warren, Zaire Franklin, 8-9. So the linebackers are starting to come off the board, which is about normal IDP. You normally see fifth round hit, sometimes very rare fourth round, like Mark Person went off of the fourth round. That I have
So
seen that in
let me
before, but more towards the end.
let me ask you something. This is a good question for everyone that's when they start an IDP, they're like so confused and it's new. The defense players now in, and you're over here thinking I should pick a defense player now, whatever. Let me ask you something. Here's my opinion on it, but it also is going to lead to this question. When you're doing an IDP, because me and you have done a couple now, we have a little more experience now since we have been dabbling into this. When you're doing a start draft, what do you think is really important? Build your offense up first and, get a couple of backups if need be, depending on if you're doing the handcuff or running backs. Get your offensive build up, or do you just go, get with some couple of offensive players here and there and then go defense? What is your mindset on when you coming into an IDP
So
draft?
it really depends. I tried the early defensive pick, like fourth round, just getting that top LB. It didn't work. I found out when I waited till like the eighth, maybe the 10th round to start picking my LB, which is right around now. It seems like that works better because your offense matters a lot. So if you can get your offensive players out of the way, get all your starter positions of your offense out of the way, not counting your kicker, you get your running backs, your wide receivers, your quarterbacks. You pretty much get them in the first 8, 9 rounds. Then after that, I think you're safe because, like right now, for
I,
instance, we only had 4, 5. Let's see, I'm gonna count it real quick. 4 and 5. Yeah, 5 defensive players that went, well, 6, maybe 6. Hold on, let me see. Marka Parson, Raquan Smith. Yeah, so you only had 5 that went off. Brock Purdy just went off 8-11, and that was the guy we were wondering if he was going to get a quarterback. So he picked the correct quarterback. I think
so
that was a good pick.
so let me give you my input because I agree with you.
Well, wait, let me
But
do my picks, and then you can
okay,
get
I'm
yours.
sorry. I just noticed that you were on the clock. Go for
Yeah.
it.
So, like I said, I was waiting for my guy to land, and I was really like kind of jumping back and
So,
forth. Who do I get? I'm gonna get
so,
Dalton Kincaid.
so that was one of your guys.
Yep, he was my top
I'm
thing.
surprised he slid that far
Yeah,
down.
I know where he was ranked at on there. And then for
He,
all, I am gonna
uh,
go ahead and get a. I am gonna. Well, no, I don't like that. I want to wait. Hold on a minute. I want another
oh,
running back.
oh, okay.
I want to get me another running back. I don't know if I really want another running back. Ugh. Uh, let me see what all says here. That's not that was out of my game. Well, he's there, but he didn't show anything last year. But
Stick with your
Ramon
game
Stevens is
plan.
pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and get Ramon Stevenson from New England, solidify that running back room.
Okay. Okay.
So at the 8-12, I took Dalton Kincaid tight end, and I took a running back, Ramon
So
Stevenson. So my team
now,
looks pretty good split.
so
All right, go
now,
ahead.
let me go back to this. My opinion is, in all honesty, I think the defensive side is a lot deeper than what people think it is. I think I think the defensive side is deeper in tier list and everything because you have so many linebackers that can play either left, right, middle, whatever that may case may be. And then, they can also come off the edge too. I mean, and that just opens the door for more linebackers. Defensive backs pertains to either corners or safeties. So, that's a big pool in itself. And then in defensive linemen, it can be interior or outside edge rushers, but it could also be they switch back to linebackers and stuff too. So I honestly think that defensive players is just the defensive side in IDP is so stacked. Well, no matter how you look at it, and so you, my opinion, that's the reason why I'm doing this. Just strategy now is getting all my offensive pieces together because offenses, is and honestly, my opinion, a little bit thinner than the defense. Get all your offensive players, get your main core guys, and then get a couple of backups to go with your core guys. That way, your offense isn't hurting. And then the later rounds, you can just solely focus on defenses and get your defenses up because all you have to do is make sure this guy's starting, which majority of these players are going to get a spot regardless. So that's just the way I've seen it after we've done a few drafts here and there for IDP.
And I agree with you. Like in my statement I made at the beginning of this draft, which was
Right.
2 hours ago, I said, remember, we got another draft after this. This is just a startup where we planned a 21 round one today. I thought it was 20. It's 21, I think, or 22, something like that. I'll have to look again. But
It's
the helpful
21.
hints that I gave out to everybody was, look, mainly start on what you need to draft today is your starters, and mainly focus on offense today, with some exceptions for defense. And in these 20 rounds, we should not see no kickers go off unless you're just that kicker lover. I mean, the kicker should go,
You are.
and I am that kicker lover, but I don't honestly believe I'm going to draft a kicker in this 21 rounds.
Okay.
Uh, unless there's a run for kickers and I see like 6 kickers go off the board before round 20 would be the only way I would change my plan. And the reason why is kickers are hard to come by. You can end up getting messed up by a kicker. So I would,
So I'm sorry. Go ahead. Keep going. I didn't
yeah,
mean to cut you off.
yeah. So if you do have a run for kickers, you need to go ahead and grab your kicker before there is no kicker to grab, because it does count as points. You can't put a wide receiver in that spot.
So I have a strategy in mind this round. He's still on the board, but I have to see and wait if he gets to me or not. But from the way I'm looking, other than I think he might already have one. Okay, no, so right to his ship doesn't have a tight end, but everybody else in front of me does, so I might be able to get him. And I'm gonna go ahead and tell you because there's no way he's coming back to you anyways if he makes it to me. I thought about grabbing David Njoku
Okay, so David
being
Njoku wasn't even on my list, but yeah, that's a good pick. That would be your next one.
because regardless of
Ooh.
who, oh, that's an interesting pick.
Yeah, let's hold up. Let's talk about this for a minute. Okay,
That's
so
an
I get the
interesting pick.
Dallas Gatry on 9-3. I get the Trevor Lawrence at 9-4, but why would you pick Keenan Allen? He ain't even got a team yet. 9-5. 9-6 Chicago. Okay, Sutton, I get it. Yeah, it's a little too early to pick Keenan Allen. There's no decision if he's going to continue playing football too. So
It's interesting to me, but
he might have insight that we don't.
I mean, he might does. He might have a podcast out there we don't know about it.
Well, not just a podcast. He might be a team owner.
Well, I think they'll just let anybody team owners there now, won't they?
Yeah.
All right, so now it's my turn. And so he is still on the board. And now, in your honest opinion, with with the situations and the teams, would you pick Jake Ferguson or David Njoku?
I have Jake Ferguson over David Njoku. I'll be honest with you. So on my list, I have Clement, Pat Fearman, and then I have Jake Ferguson. Oh, he took my TJ Watt. Why?
Oh, he did?
Yeah, that was my
Well,
next.
that's auto picked, so you know
Yeah, if it's
it was
let's
bound to
see.
happen.
Yeah, Max Crosby will be the next one on auto pick if they're actually truly on auto pick. Rashi Weiss, everybody's staying away from him. I would too.
Well, I mean, honestly, he's a sleeper. Depending, well, it also depends on he's on track to being healthy. That's not the issue we're looking for. I mean, it's dynasty though. I mean, I don't know. I kind of like Rasheed Rice because before
Yeah.
he got hurt, we saw the usage he was getting with Patrick Mahomes earlier this past year. He was getting a lot of targets to him before he got that ACL torn. So, in all honesty, I think he's a sleeper, but that is just my opinion.
I would not probably get Godwin because of the years. Yeah, he'd probably give you a
Hmm.
bang for your buck, but the health is not there. Now, I like your Jake Ferguson pick, going back to your tight end, and you said David Njoku. Now, the reason why I have Clement and Pat Fearmer at the top of that was because Jake Ferguson was a luxury. If I got him and he was there at the 10, 12, I'd have picked him.
Yeah.
But I figured he'd be gone, which he is. He went at the 9-9. I didn't put David Njoku on my list because I didn't think he'd ever be there at the 10-12. So
Oh,
you have
really?
an option to get him at the 10-4 because he's still on the board.
Well, I'll be
And
honest
then
with
you'd
you.
have a duel.
To be honest with you, I don't think I'm going back to back tight ends as cool as that sounds. But then
It does
again, I
sound
don't
pretty
know.
cool.
I don't
Because
know.
now, see, with that happening and you don't pick it now, see,
I
since
might.
Jack Ferguson went off the board, I put David Njoku as a Q if he's there. I'm not worried
I'm.
about it.
I might. But my other thought was I could get Jaden Reed, and he could be tied with Jordan Love. And Jaden Reed actually did not. He did.
Oh, Max Crosby, which was he's actually that was a true auto pick. I doubt very much he picked him, but that's a good pick. So that's the first DL that went off the list. Uh, let's see what he does next. Jonathan Brooks would be the next on the list. So if Jonathan Brooks goes, we know he's true auto. He's not got nothing in his line Q because the chances of you picking two Qs in a row is you'd have to be an expert. I don't think we have many of them. And I don't think that's an expert. I just think it's a guess.
It is a guess.
So, and then, well, if he was true auto, it would automatically pick it, wouldn't it? It wouldn't do the whole time
If it
count.
was true, it was true auto. It'd be the first. It would actually either be the first one or whatever his team needs are.
Yeah, I forgot about that. He laid up, so he's on there. And he needs, oh, he's got quarterbacks, he's got wide receivers. Yeah, he's set.
I don't know if I want to waste a pick like that. Shoot.
I am, I'll be
Shoot,
honest.
shoot, shoot.
My next two picks is definitely going to have a defensive player in one of the picks. It's not going to be back to back defensive. I
Shoot,
already have an offensive
shoot,
player in a
shoot, shoot.
defense. Because I don't think I want to sit too long and wait
I
too
got
long.
I I got decisions to make. And
Yes,
I
you
just
do.
don't know which route I want to take.
Oh, that's a good pick. That was a pick. I like that pick. Uh, yes, good defensive player. That's Bobby
Mm,
there, the Giants.
Okay, so okay, well that makes sense. Yeah. All right, so
You know, messed up the screen, guys. Sorry about that. Oh wow, Jonathan Brooks went off auto draft. Miles Garrett, 10-2 Cleveland, 10-3 Jonathan Brooks. We're at the 10-4. That's you. What are you gonna do? You said you ain't gonna go back to back now.
Well, I did say that, but I also have been thinking about it as well.
You know what? I was just feeding you all that good medicine. You better take him because he's not going to be around when he comes around next time. Because I'm definitely, if he's there, I'm taking him
I
10,
I know
12.
I know you're gonna grab him.
But no, I'm got good. I'm good not getting them. I have Clement and Pat Firmer
You know
still.
what?
So
You know what? I'm gonna go a different route. I am gonna go back tight ends because I need them,
all right.
and I can get my defensive players later because I have one more strategy that I want to implement if I can get to that round. But I'm gonna go with this guy who I really believe in. I think you kind of like him too, especially the year he had last year.
Uh-huh.
He did pretty well, or did he? Yeah, no, wait.
Oh, now if you pick my Clement, I'm gonna come across that screen and grab you.
Oh, is that who you were looking for?
Yeah, that's my top tight end.
Oh, I got it.
But no,
Who's
that's fine. I mean, I was gonna get if David Njoku's there, I'd probably pick David Njoku. So either way.
who was the starting tight end for the Packers this past year?
Oh, it was Tucker, I believe. I forgot all about him.
Tucker.
He's still on the board, ain't he?
I don't know. That's who I was looking for.
Yeah, he's still there. Tucker Craft is still there. Oh my God. I did not think about Tucker Craft still being. He had 4 touchdowns last year. Oh my God. I didn't see that one. Oh, that is a good pick. Because actually, technically, for tight ends, that's pretty
Well, I also
Tucker.
he's also tied with Jordan Love as well. So
Yeah, so you got Tucker Craft, Jake Ferguson, Dalton Kincaid, Dallas Godtree, Henry Hunter, which I'm surprised Henry Hunter hasn't gone. Kyle Pitts is done gone. Pat Firmouth, Tyler
I'm
Warren's. Oh,
I
that's
think
a
I'm
rookie.
I
Zach
think I'm
Ertz.
done with tight ends. I've got the two tight ends because
But
I can always go to the waiver wire or grab a rookie tight end if I really want to. So I think that solidifies that spot. There's one more spot on the offense I want to solidify before I start my defensive run. So
I got
you
to see
said
when his bye
you,
week is.
you said you were going defensive guy player.
Well, on one pick, and the other one's tied in. So what I'm
You're
looking
look
for,
you're looking for the buy.
yeah, that ain't out yet, is it?
No, they haven't released a schedule yet, so we won't know
Oh,
until that
oh,
happens.
that hurts. Yeah, that's my big thing about the bye. Ooh, look at them defensive players fly off the board. DL, Aiden Hutchinson, Nick Boza. I was not expecting that. But yeah, it's getting close to that thing. When we start seeing these defensive players start flying off the board. And I've yet to grab it because the defensive guy I was going to grab went off the board, so I decided to wait. Jalen Carter just went off.
Well, that's fine. I'm solidifying my offense, and then I'm going to go deep diving because they're going to have to solidify their offense a lot better in a lot of places from what I'm looking. But that is also just my opinion.
Oh, Aiden Hutchinson would have been a nice pick if he was still there. That was one of the defensive players I was looking at. But the defensive players I had is both went off the board. I had Aiden Hutchinson there and TJ Watts, and they've both been taken. So I got to add some defensive guys to my queue. He's been every time I pick him, he's not done well. There's another defensive guy there. I ain't gonna mention him right now, but he was not gonna be my pick on this round, and he won't be my pick this time. I'm gonna probably hold off because there's so much more out there as linebackers. It is a very deep group. I mean, you can pretty be successful getting towards the end. I mean, I think I could survive going to 12 and 13-1 for defensive. I think you're right. I probably stick with the offense. I'm gonna
Well,
go.
that's the reason why. Yeah, so we're not going to get obviously the number one guys and stuff because everybody's
Yeah,
grabbing them. But defense is so deep. That's the reason why I want to solidify my offense first while they're picking defense. Solidify my offense, and then I'm gonna go defense because if anything, this year is a defensive heavy draft. So I can just go to my rookie draft and just grab defensive players if I need to.
yeah. So Right now, guys, 10-7. We had like a defensive run there. Aiden Hutchins at the 10-6. Nick Bose at the 10-7. 10-8, Jalen Carter. And then the guy that I had in my queue, Will Anderson, just went off at the 10-9. So let's see if this defensive run still runs. It's pretty much DLs, except for Will Anderson is considered an LB and DL, but he has been mainly playing defensive line. He's not been playing much of a linebacker. So really that's and just in round 10 alone, we've had 5 defensive players because Miles Garrett went off at the 10-2. And then and in the ninth round, you had Max Crosby was the only defensive player out of the oh no, you had 2 defensive players out of the round 9. You had TJ Watts and Max Crosby both went out. I'll be honest, 10-12, 11-1. I am definitely sticking with my game plan. Ooh, Jarrett Verse. I like that pick. Los Angeles Rams 10-10. So, yeah, we got a defensive run going. DLs are flying off the
But
board.
which is fine because I'm sticking to my game plan.
So, David Njoku, the guy I was waiting on, went off the board.
Mm,
So, I am making a decision here.
you going Cole Komet?
Yeah, that's the top next tight end, and it doesn't matter if I pick him or whoever I pick next. So I'm gonna definitely just go ahead and get the Cole Med out of the way. Um, so I took Chicago's tight end at 10-12. That gives me 2 tight ends. I got now my running backs. My roster is quarterback Jared Goff, running back Bijan Robinson, Najee Harris, Chris Olave, Rome Tuesday as a wide receiver, Dalton Kincaid as my tight end, and then my flex is Jackson Smith Nigba. And then I got Ramad Stevens, and my other quarterback is Bo Nix. And then on the bench, I got my other tight end sitting, Cole Met. Um, I am now going to focus on another offensive player. I want to shore up. If I can get another running back, that would be nice. But who do I want to take a risk on? Um, I don't know. It's too early for any of them guys. Them guys are way down there. I might go wide receiver, be better off. Uh, see here. I like the Mari Cooper, but no. Wow, I did not see that. Yeah, this is tough. Oh man, I am struggling right now. Who I want? Hmm. I might just go ahead and gamble. I know he's still sharing a backfield, but he did pretty good last year. Tajay Spears for Tennessee.
Okay.
I mean, it sounds about right. Let me see something. Oh, I'm running out of time. I guess I'm gonna have to pick it.
You got 23 seconds.
There, I
There you
got it.
go.
I'm gonna go ahead and run it back. I didn't know if I really should have, but I did. It's fine. I'm gonna do some research for a minute here and see what I need to. I definitely need now, I guess, to start grabbing defensive players. At least kind of shore up some line of it.
I think I'm gonna go.
There's still
Uh,
some good defensive players lined up. I mean, there's
I think I
so
might go.
much.
I think I might go running back and wide receiver one more time, and then start on the defense.
Yeah. So running backs is very slim. I'm surprised at the trade of Javante Williams to Dallas. That's an interesting one, but I don't think he's going to do good. Um, Raheem Morissette, he was released, but he's now at the Vegas Raiders, right? But yeah, I don't know. That might be interesting. I mean, who does the Raiders have? Because last year they were
I can
struggling at
try to
that
do that. I can try to do that. Who was struggling last year?
Raiders
Ah,
running
they had
back.
Zamir. What they had Zamir White.
Yeah, but he struggled.
Yeah, and the other people around him wasn't any better.
That's true.
All right. Let's see. I can go multiple ways with this because I'm not really too worried about defense because I can grab a really good defensive players even with the ones that have been picked off now.
Oh, well, take that one out. Morissette just went off at 11:12, so I was going to do some research. I'm going to scroll up so we can get a better look at what's going on. We're at
Yeah,
11:03.
so they had that weird dude, Sycamore or Seymour or something. They have that other guy too that's still on the roster. But even so, we know I have a feeling Genty's still going to go to the Raiders. So
I do too. I believe that's going to be the best pick.
Rashee Rice. Well, somebody had a little faith in him.
Yeah. I mean, that's about right. So I got up all the depth charts now, looking at that.
All right, I got my game plan. I'm just waiting to see if I can execute it or not. Because I'm going to go wide receiver one more time and running back one more time. And then I'm going to start on the defensive side.
I forgot about Christian Kirk going to the Texans.
Oh, yeah.
Forgot all about that. I'm looking at their roster right now. You got a lot of new teams. They did some work there at Texans. They moved some players around and brought some players in.
I just hope they get that offensive line going.
That's a good pick, Chuba Herbert. That's a good late round pick, 11-4.
But that's all right. I still have a plan.
Edwards went off the board. Oh, there's our first kicker. Our first kicker has finally went off the board at 11-7. I think that's way too early for a kicker. But as I said, if you're a kicker, you're a kicker.
Yeah. Somebody's got to love kickers, right?
Yeah, that's not an auto pick. Kickers are usually like way at the bottom of auto picks. You know, I keep forgetting about Deontay Johnson too. I mean, what's he doing?
Deontay Johnson's not on a team right now.
Oh yeah, because Carolina let him go, didn't they?
They sure did.
Wow, I forgot about that. Tank Dell's injured still, but he might be healthy. But Christian Kirk looks good. I mean, I think it'll bring a different kind of fire to that offense. But you know, Nico Collins is still the number one. I think he's declared himself the wide receiver one. I don't think anybody in that room.
Everybody has already been declared him number one.
Yeah, I don't see.
He didn't have to do that.
Yeah, I don't see anybody in that room taking over. I would be interested in seeing the depth chart of Indianapolis Colts. Kind of look around Pittman.
Or a hootie pick.
That
asshole.
Oh, that's a good pick. Don't refer to him as that. He's a good guy. It's all good. I guess I'm gonna look while that's going on. I'm still researching, guys. I'm looking around.
So I'm gonna go ahead and get my running back that I'm going for. And right now he's projected as a starter, and unless the Steelers don't have a second round pick, so they can't draft anybody in the second round. So if they wind up getting a third or behind, I'm not too concerned. So I am actually going to go with Jalen Warden.
Oh, that's a good pick. Christian Kirk went off the board. Well, he is still there. I cannot believe he's still on the board. Now, I still got a whole nother round to go, so I'm going to go ahead and put him in my queue. I doubt very much he's going to last that long, so I'm not going to mention him since you'll be picking before me. He's really a good pick if he's still out there. And by God, he is still out there. That is a shocker. I did not see that one coming. One of my tight ends are still out there, which I'm not doubt very much I'm going to pick him up. Not this early. I did say I'm going to get a defensive player, so I'm definitely hunting the defensive player. It's going to probably be a linebacker. Go ahead and start lining these bad boys up. Let's see here. I can't believe I closed that out by accident. All right, so most of these guys have done went off the board, except for he's not went off the board. Wow. Yes, he's still on the board as a defensive player, which like you said, defensive players are deep. So it wouldn't be a shock if he's still on the board when he gets to me.
I have figured out my substitute plan, which I am comfortable with this as well.
Yeah, because these wide receivers are starting to come off the board now.
Yeah, all I gotta do is just hope that, well, maybe they're taking advice from us and seeing what we're doing. They're like, man, maybe we should solidify our spots. Because now, after this last pick, I can go just probably like the way you're thinking too. We can go ahead and pick our favorites out of whatever's left in the defensive area, while everybody else is trying to solidify their offense left.
Oh, that's a gamble, but if he's there, I don't know if I could pass him up because when he was healthy, he did very well.
Yeah, I got my guy on my end. I got two guys that I'm eyeing.
I might pass up and go another 2 rounds before getting to defense. I might wait till the end because this is a small defensive group. I mean, this ain't it's more offense oriented than defense. It's you could get an average defense and still survive with a really good offense. I need to see what running backs are tiered out because I'm thinking running backs are more now saved for wow, he didn't go off the board yet. Okay, he's go no, yeah, he's gone. Well, no, he ain't. No, he's gone. Okay. I was about to say. So here goes the defensive guys now. Hamilton, he went at 12-1. Jones went at 12-2. I really got upset that Christian Kirk went, but I can live with that. I definitely going to probably go wide receiver, linebacker next 2 picks if they're there. Um, there's some sleeper running backs that I'm looking at that I'm questioning. Uh, but I don't know if I really want them now because I think in the draft, I think all these teams are going to be going for running backs that would supersede these running backs. So I'm scared to pick them, and I'm thinking next draft to get them because it'll have the rookies in it. Because I think this class coming out has some good rookies that'll be drafted in the second,
It
third,
just
fourth round.
it just depends on where though, too.
Yeah, and I
And
see them going to
also,
these teams.
right, so that's the reason why I'm saying it depends on who you believe is gonna have a running back drafted. So you can always draft them and then hope you can get the running back in the rookie draft.
And normally, I like when I do the draft, I like to know the bye week. So
All
this
right,
is.
so I get to execute my plan now.
Oh, you picked Warren. See, I was looking for him. Oh, Jalen Warren's gone.
Yep, and now I'm gonna get this guy who done really well.
I'm
He
curious.
signed. He did really well. He signed a 4-year deal, and he played. He was actually one of the Josh Allen's one of his favorite targets because he got targeted over 100 times. And I'm gonna go with, and since he's gonna be like my really my backup wide receivers anyways, but I just want to have one more to solidify. I am going Khalil Shakir.
Oh, I like Khalil Shakir. Yes, that's a good pick for Buffalo. He could actually do very well. Um, well, we still got a long ways to go. This portion of the draft just took longer than the first part of the draft. It seemed like everybody was like narrowing into who they want to pick. Now everybody's putting together backups. Who are we going to get for backups? So they're taking longer to pick. Well, I got one that's really done losing her mind.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
am. I'm gonna go ahead and look at because I'm gonna go. I'm gonna be going defensively now. I think I've got a good foundation. I got it solidified until we get to a certain point. Then I'm gonna probably have to draft him later in the rounds. But right now, I think we're pretty good. So I am going to start tackling the defense now.
Yeah, there's 2 running backs I like a lot that are way down there. And I'm wondering if I could skip 2 rounds before going to them. Now, I'm looking at the overall, they're nowhere in that range. So I believe I'm safe. The one we've overlooked a lot was Zach Moss. But I'm not really.
Yeah, but Chase Brown kind of took over that backfield last year.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, yeah, I think I'm going like right now. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna stick with my game plan: wide receiver and then linebacker. But my question is should I grab another wide receiver from the same team is the question. I mean, maybe it's too early. And looking at the draft board here, unless they have them written down, I think it might be too early. Calvin Ridley went off. Um, so I could swap it to a running back, but oh man, he took my defensive guy. Oh, that's fine. I got another one right below him. Um, so I'm definitely going linebacker, but I don't know if my linebacker is going to make it that far. So we're going to have to see here. All right. Gardner just went off at the 12-8. Yeah, our recordings went a little bit longer than normal, so it's kind of hard to keep. I got like 4 children running around. I got a total of 5, but 4 of them still wide open. The other one, she's done grown. Yeah, I can't keep them that calm. If you can hear them, I'm sorry, guys. I'm doing my best. Gotta love them.
Yep.
All right, so I'm looking at this. I'm like trying to figure Chris Austin. Everybody's now thinking about their picks. I don't think people are just like jumping in there picking. Um, we're in the 12th round. Pretty much you got your starters. Now, who are your backups? Who are the sleepers that people missed? That's the question. And like I said, if you look at the IDP ranking, there is a lot of rookies ranked in the top for running backs.
There's a lot of good defensive players still out there.
Yeah, a lot of good defensive players out there. I am looking at a sleeper for a running back, but I honestly think I can get him late in the round. I'm going to keep him a secret, see if you're going to even pick him or even talk about him.
Okay.
But I think I'm going to wait. I'm surprised everybody's taking their full 2 minutes. That's, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Here in a minute, I might have to just run real quick and take a potty break because
Oh, if you have to go, that's fine. Just pause. I mean, I
I'm
can
gonna wait.
continue talking.
I'm gonna try to wait until we get to your 2 picks.
Yeah, so that was one of my guys that I was going to wait to pick as a running back, Tracy
Actually,
from Giants.
you keep talking. This guy he's not even on right now, so he's gonna take his whole 2 minutes. So I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick.
All right. We're on pick 12-10. There was a little pause there. Austin had to leave us for a minute. Had a little pause break there. Sorry, guys. On 12-10, we are waiting. See what they're going to pick. They are taking their very longest time to pick. Yeah, so right now, I'm definitely going to go for wide receiver. I think why everybody's taking their time is we're trying to get their backup. So kind of take a little slow roll right here. But this has definitely been an interesting draft. Looking at he's about ending. So like in the first round, Bijan, CeeDee Lamb, Jaden Daniels, Josh Allen, Barkley went off, Patrick Mahomes, Burrow, Gibbs, Jackson, CJ Stroud, Chase, and then Justin Jefferson. Second round was Jonathan Taylor, Brees Hall, Jalen Hurts, Amon St. Brown, David
All right.
Devon A. Chain, Josh Jacobs. Christian McCaffrey was a shocker for that early because of the injuries. Puka Nuka, maybe not. Malik Neighbors, 2-9, 2-10. Kieran Williams and Brock Bowers, 2-11. And 2-12 for Jared Goff. So everybody's really taking their time at this point, picking in the mid round. Basically, everybody's got their starters. Like my whole roster's done picked. I have a quarterback, Jared Goff, Bijan Robinson, and then my running back, Jay Harris, and then the wide receivers, Chris Olave, and then Roma Tuesday. And then I have a tight end, Dalton Kincaid. And then I have my other flexes that are one wide receiver and one running back. That's JSN, and then Ramon Stevenson. And then my flex quarterback, I have Bo Nix. Looking at Austin's picks, he's got Lamar Jackson as quarterback, Jordan Love, Amon St. Brown as a wide receiver, Drake London, Zay Flowers, running backs, James Cook, James Conner, likes them James, and then he's got James backup, Trey Benson. That's a good pick, stack up, I think. Because then he goes into tight ends. He's got the other running back he has is Jalen Warren, which is a good running back. Then you got Jake Ferguson, Tucker Kraft, And then the other wide receiver I forgot to mention was Shakir from Buffalo. So he's got a pretty solid team too. Grading wise, I don't know if I'm ready to grade any of these teams. Looking at them, they've all been pretty good. I haven't really decided. So we'll have to sit down and look at that and maybe grade these teams out. But right now, they are waiting till the very last minute to let their picks go. Oh my.
Mm.
Yeah, so Nick Bolton went off the clock, and I am going to speed this process up because I already got my cue. I did say I was going to go wide receiver. Um, now I don't know if I want that wide receiver because that's not the wide receiver I really wanted to get this early.
Yeah.
Um, 'Cause I believe I can get him at a later round because he's not the head wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably looking at ooh, tough. How about I do this? All my defensive players except for Bobby Wagner's went off the board. So I am going to go ahead and just going to take care of that pick right now. I'm going to go ahead and go to my linebacker and get my Bobby Wagner because I said I was
Oh,
going to do linebackers. Then I'm going to look at this other list and I'm going to probably just wait because I think it's too early to pick any of them guys that I have listed as wide receivers and running backs. I think at this time I need to think about who I'm picking and where I want to go with this. And I am looking at, I'm going to go with Brian Branch, Detroit.
okay.
Now, I think that's going to be a good defensive player. Now, I am going to do a search for the other guy that I could not find. And now I just remembered his name after I sat here and struggled.
Mm.
Wow, they have him way down there. I did not see that. I was not expecting that guy to be that far down. That makes me think about what I need to do next. Hold on a minute. Well, he's down to 27 seconds. It's slowing down now. This is getting really slow.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Oh man, I'm gonna suggest that when we do the second one, we only get a minute time. This is like wow. I don't know why we set it at for 2 minutes, but Blake Corum just went off the board. Do not believe that was a auto pick. That was a straight up pick. Oh, I'm surprised he's still there. I'm gonna go ahead and list him as a pickup. I'm gonna start throwing down my baseline for my defensive players. I found the one I was looking for. If he could stay not picked by then, I'll be good. That guy should have a pretty good year this year. So I'm going to put him up there. But yeah, they're using their time. We only got two. Well, two now switched to auto, which if they went to auto, that means they'll pick quick. They won't go the whole 2 minutes. We are in round 13 and we have 21 rounds to go. So we still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 rounds to go. Wow. We're almost 2 hours into this bad boy. Austin, I think I'll probably edit this second half.
You could probably make 2 episodes out of this.
No, I think I could shorten up the second half with all the pauses and stuff.
Oh, I mean, yeah, that's
So
totally whatever you want to do.
Josh Downs just went off. Buckler, another kicker went off, a defensive back. So now we've had 2 total kickers go off in this draft. Another defensive back, Bland, went off. So I think we're going to start seeing defensive players start slowly coming off because a lot of them are now in the they're probably on the people's queue lists or that's who they decided. So they're moving
Yeah,
quicker now. There's a group that's moving a little quicker.
that is true. That is true. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to pick Patrick Queen.
Oh, that's a good pick. He was actually in my queue. So he did turn on his auto draft because he picked last time. He clicked in and clicked off, so it didn't keep it auto.
So now we get to wait.
Yeah, we got to wait that whole 2 minutes. What I'm looking at, guys, is I'm going to what did someone do last year? I mean, that's where we're at. There's so many guys that do good normally, but then there's these special people that later on pull off amazing feats, and I'm looking for them guys that did very well that was not expected well, and we've not even talked about. So like I see two of them already that were like overshadowed. So I want to get some defensive players up here. So basically, only two of these players have been taken that scored the highest in defense last year. Some of these guys were rookies, and I think they're going to come out and have a. Okay, so Matthew Sweat just went off. So what I'm going to do is clear my queue list because I'm going to restart. Well, no, I'm not going to clear it because I like these players. These are who I want. Let's see who Sauce Gardner went off, defensive back. I'm definitely going to probably go defense on 15-1 too. I think the players that I have offensively per this ADP, unless Austin decides that he's going to grab them.
Well, it is going to be a defensive player, but I don't know if it's going to be the one you thinking of or not.
No, I'm typing in a couple players that have not been picked yet that had banged up seasons last year that have a high chance of doing very well this year, but they're underrated for some reason on this site, and I can't put my head around why. Because these guys, looking at their stats in previous years and in last year, they should be up there. This is what I'm talking about, how deep the defense is. I think some of these guys, wow. Let me see what defensive players I got so far. So I filled a linebacker, I got a DB, I need a DL. And technically my linebacker, oh no, I don't have a DL picked yet. Let's see, who did I just pick? Oh, I have him listed, so he'd be a good DL. He'd be a good DL. He didn't do that well last year, but I believe this year he's going to probably have.
I have one guy in mind that I'm going to try to grab. After we wait another.
Let me see. Ooh, I like that pick. He was really good last year at Cincinnati. I'll type him up and put him there just in case. Who did we just get off the board? Alex Singleton from Denver.
Hey, somebody should just put him on auto draft because it didn't do it automatically. If he's not going to chime back in.
Well, I'm not the commissioner, so I'm not going to do that unless Randy decides to do it because some of these guys are logging in and out.
Well, I was watching him the whole time. He just let it go.
Yeah. I prefer not to do things like that in these kind of drafts. I mean, I don't know this bunch, and I'm not the full commissioner, so if I was a full commissioner, I'd put a rule down and say, hey, if you guys ain't logged in and you ain't picking, I'm gonna drop you on auto draft. But that's why you usually set these things for a minute. So, but he requested 2 minutes, I think, or we just set it at 2 minutes and forgot to change it and discuss that part of it. But either way, towards the end, that's just how I get. Sooner or later, some of these guys are going to just log completely out. Like we got 3 that's done pretty much logged out and went full auto on us. So I think shortly or another, the only way that keeps recounting and he keeps logging in. That's the only way that does that restart because this is set to automatically turn to auto once you go to auto. So the draft setting is there.
Oh, well, I guess it didn't
So
work.
he's popping in and out for it not to go auto.
All right.
So Hot Nick, he popped in and out, but then he quit popping in and now it's went to auto. So, and he might just be like that guy. Just oh, it was so exciting in the beginning. Then we kind of like lost all energy.
Well, I mean,
But it's still fun. It's still fun.
that's what you get when you auto draft.
Yeah, you get see it automatically went to auto. He ain't logged back in. So as
Well, I
long as he
guess.
doesn't log back
Well,
in, he'll
see,
stay.
it did. He wasn't even on at all, but I guess he wanted to wait. I guess since he was going to turnaround, it waited until that time. Then it didn't do it. Oh, so
Who
he
went
went
off?
ahead and got a kicker.
So I might think about getting a kicker. Probably not on the next two picks. I'm gonna see how the next draft goes. Zaire White went off at 14-3. People are more focused on who their backups is. I believe everybody's pretty much got their starters. The only starter I'm missing in my bunch is my kicker and my DL and my IDP flex.
All right, I'm going with Brian Burns.
I like that pick. That was one of the guys I had in my queue. Xavier Liggett from Carolina is a good pick. Drew Greenlaw is a good pick. Javonte Williams, oh, that's scary, but that's an auto pick. That's what you get for auto picks. So now we got 4 guys on auto picks in the late round, which is better because now that's going to speed up the process some. Let's see what he's going to get. And everybody's pretty much got their started lineup. So I'm not going to scroll back up. Earlier, I named the first 2 rounds. He got Isaiah Likely was still on my board. I didn't think he'd go this soon, but I should have knew he went. Has Mark Andrews went yet?
Mark Andrews has went a while back.
Yeah, I missed it. All right,
He went in the 5'11.
5'11. I was gonna double check. So their DLs, they have DeForest Buckner. Oh, so they don't have no defensive players in the IDP like for like the next one for auto draft that's listed is Quincy Williams at the 157. They got they got Kirk Cousins next on a bunch. So I hate to be an auto drafter right now. But then getting Kirk Cousins this late in the round and you already got 2 quarterbacks, you can use him as a trade or he might be lucky and do a good job. I don't know.
They might. There was talks, but there could be a potential trade with him. You could see it happen in the. You might actually see it in the draft when they trade him away, maybe.
And that was my other wide receiver that I was going to wait to draft later on, but I was debating it, but I went with double defense. So I was thinking, but I already had Chris Olave.
Chris
Oh my God.
Olave.
Good God. Every time I say his name, I get like tongue. It's Olave. But yeah, I was going to pick him, but I decided not to. I went with Brian Branch because I needed a defensive player and I liked Brian Branch. I felt like that was where I wanted to go. I still need a DL. I've not got a DL yet. So I'll definitely go for a DL. Ooh, DLs are low ranked. Brian Burns would probably be your best bet. Oh, all right. So I'm on the pick. I'm gonna pick the highest DL score from last year. I don't know if I put him on my list or not. If he's not there, well, I guess he's not there. He must have got picked then. Missed that. Let's see. Well, then I'm gonna go with my linebacker. He'll be my flex. Zach Bond from Philadelphia. So now I need to get a DL. I'm gonna go ahead and get let's see here. Very, very tough to pick a DL. Because you don't know where they're gonna go. And Travion Walker looks really good. Let me see if he's still on the board. Oh, I spelled his name wrong. Yep, he's still on the board. So I'm going to draft Travion Walker for my DL position. He's listed as a LB, but he could play both positions. Kirk Cousin was on auto draft, so he went. And I'm going to pause. You go ahead and continue talking. I'm going to step out for a second.
Okay. Well, since he was auto draft, Kirk Cousins has went off the board. So now we are waiting for my turn to pick. And I have several different things I can do. Um, which I do need to get a DB. I need to get a DB, but I don't know if I want to wait any longer because I feel like somebody, either auto draft or whatever, is going to take Ray Davis, and I really need to get him for my running back handcuff. And I'm not too worried about see if I wanted to do another running back handcuff, it'd be Kenneth Gainwell, but we only have so many spots and options and stuff, and Kenneth Gainwell isn't his ADP is way down. Where's it at? 485. So I think, on all honesty, I could actually get him whenever I could probably actually sign him on the waiver wire. But I think I'm gonna go defensive back. And then I'm going to go see, because right now I have Lamar Jackson and Jordan Love as my quarterback and Superflex spot. Then my running backs, my two starters are James Cook and James Conner. And then the backups to them are just Trey Benson. And then I also have Jalen Warren. Brian Robinson went off the board. So that's a pretty good pick. He needed some running backs. But now I gotta do wide receivers. So wide receivers, I got Miles St. Brown, Drake London as my starters. I got Zay Flowers as my flex. And I got Khalil Shakir as a backup or another flex if I need to. Which tight end, I got Jake Ferguson and Tyler Tucker Craft, which is good for now. I can go with the waiver wire, or if I want to wait till the last round, I can go, or later rounds I can do it. But tight ends, I think I'm okay in that spot. So right now, I do need to get a backup quarterback, but I can either get one in the draft because I got the fourth pick. I got the fourth pick. Let's see. Yeah, I would have the fourth pick in the draft, in the rookie draft, that when we do it. So, I mean, somebody's gonna get Cam Ward, somebody's gonna probably get Shador. So either way, I can go another running back, or I have I have options. I have a lot of options to go with. Buda Baker, that's a good pick. That's a good pick. But I have options. I can go. I'm gonna do. I want to get Ray Davis because I at least want my since James Cook is there. I almost I could wait, but at the same time, 234. Somebody's gonna have to get their little grubby hands. They will be like, "Ooh, I want somebody." So, but I'm gonna solidify my defense. I'm gonna get a starting defensive back. Austin Eckler, okay. And then, okay, so Devin Lloyd, Austin Eckler, and then Chris Jones went off. So it'll be after this pick. I got to make a decision on which way I want to go. He picked Bryce Young. Okay, that was actually the backup I was considering to get, but he needed somebody anyway, so it's actually better on his roster because he really needed somebody. So, all right, now it's my pick, and now I have. See, I need a defensive back. I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with Cam Bynum.
Oh, I like that pick. Sorry, I
Hollywood
had to
Brown
step out
next.
for a minute. I'm back.
It's okay. I was just talking to the people about my
I got you.
plans.
So now we got you see he logged back in, the guy that we thought went back to auto. So but we had a couple others went off the auto. Looks like we got now we still have 4, but I have a feeling that he's gonna probably go auto, but we're gonna probably have to wait for the whole 2 minutes, but that's all right. Well, actually 4 minutes because it's back to back picks. Well, if you don't log in during that pick, it'll go auto for a second pick. So hopefully he's logged out before 15:12 and he's not logged in for 16:1.
I hope so.
Because then we got 4 minutes of wait time. It's like, oh man. So this was moving along pretty fast up until we got to around, I'd say 12 when the brakes came on. So we're gonna have to, yeah, the time, wow, just kind of like went differently. This has been one of them fun drafts, and that happens sometimes when you do a startup. They could last. Sometimes we'll edit it and just do 10 rounds. I was just being, I figured why not? Let's sit through the whole 21. Even if we do like a recap where I do a lot of editing for the 21, that's
Terrell
fine.
Bernard. Okay.
Yeah, that's a good pick.
Okay. Well, now he's back on, so maybe we don't have to wait the whole 4 minutes.
No, he's on right now.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe we don't have to wait the whole 4 minutes.
I see he's logged in. Oh, he picked it. Good. Okay, he got his kicker. And see, I'm thinking seriously now. At first, I wasn't going to get a kicker, but it's starting to. I might have to grab a kicker just to be on the safe side.
I'm gonna wait.
I don't know. I mean, I got to go through a whole nother round.
Yeah, you can do whatever, but I'm going to go and solidify my roster, and then go get a kicker.
Yeah. Did I get the defensive player I wanted? Yes, I did. I forgot what I did last time. So my roster should be full with starters. Well, it didn't count Travion Walker on this as a LB, but he could play the LB spot, so or DL spot. So basically, I have him where he could play either spot. Zach Bond, I would prefer him in my IDP because he had such a great scoring last year. I believe he'll be doing good this year. Dalton Schultz went off the 6. Yeah, we didn't have to wait the 4 minutes. He got busy on this one. Picked
All right.
run the clock.
So just to be on the safe side, I want to solidify my running backs. And I've waited long enough, and I noticed some of the running backs are starting to go off later in the rounds because people are reaching and desperate. So I'm going to get my backup for James Cook. I'll go ahead and get Ray Davis.
I can't remember how many running backs I've already got, so I got to go back and look.
So I'm good on running backs. All I need to do is grab some defensive backups and get some defensive backups and some and a kicker. Yeah, my offense is solidified now. I think I'm good. I think the only thing I wouldn't need to get would be a backup quarterback. But
We'll see if he's in
that's
already.
That's not the biggest thing. If I don't get one now.
Yeah, I guess he's win already because he's not popping up yet. Pretty much typed in his whole name. Wonder where he went. I didn't see him up here. I'm looking for Trey Hickerson, DL.
Oh, he's already done taken.
Yeah.
He was picked at the 13-8.
Yep. So Campbell just went off. Another defensive back, Certain, went off. Zach Moss just went off at 16-7.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad I went ahead and got Ray Davis because by the way it was looking, they would have done snagged him.
Yeah,
with the
see,
auto draft and stuff.
I'm thinking about going ahead and grabbing me a running back too before I might regret it, because it's never no such thing as not being too deep for running back.
Oh no. I
I
just want to
mean,
make sure.
and I'm actually surprised he's still on the board, but he might not be there. Let me see what the auto looks like. All yeah, he'll still be on the board if it goes auto. So I guess I could. Charbonnet is who I'm looking to pick, unless he got Bigsby, so I'm good right there. So if Charbonnet
Well,
doesn't go off the board, I will probably pick Charbonnet at 16-12. He
well,
he scored higher than Kenneth Walker, but Kenneth Walker stayed injured. He does very good at the backfield too. So
did he really?
yeah, he scored higher than Kenneth Walker last year.
Really
Yeah.
interesting.
So I mean, you got to think about it. Kenneth Walker stayed hurt.
Kenneth Walker finished as the 27th.
He only played 11 games last year.
He finished the 27th with
Zach,
226 points. So 226. Zach.
are you looking at PPR or are you looking at our league setup?
I'm looking at the league setup.
Yeah, I would look at PPR.
Well, what's this league setup?
It's got extra bonuses and stuff in it. So in the PPR, it shows that Kenneth Walker only played 11 games. Is
Oh,
that not
well,
a
I thought this was. I didn't. Okay. Well,
yeah? Well, no, hold on. I mean, let's do that. Let's bring that league up. Um, and you're looking at 2024, not to project it, right?
yep.
Let's do that here. Let me bring that up because I got a little bit of time because it looks like he's waiting to pick. So, but if you poll PPR, it shows that Kenneth Walker only played 11 games. So let's see what Sleeper app has. Oh, I can't do it on that one. I have to go here and do it because I'm logged in.
So in this league settings that I'm looking at right now on Sleeper, he played 17 games and he has 224.10 points. You just went off the board.
Ooh, I'm on the board, but I got time to look this up.
It's Deontay Johnson. Oh,
He'll get picked up by a team. I don't think he's over.
let's see.
So let's go right here. Let's do this here. I'm in the games, benches, players
Okay, so Kenneth Walker only scored like 2 points more than Zach Charbonnet did.
on the bonuses.
Hmm. Or whatever the setting for this league is.
And he only played 11 games. Zach
That's
played more. I
but it only
just,
has 224. Hey, it's still a good pick though.
yeah, for this late in the round, I think it's a
Yeah,
great pick.
it's still a good pick, no
So
doubt.
I'm going to pick Zach Charbonnet. Now I'm going to go defense. I'm going to go with the guy down in Atlanta that everybody's kind of overlooking. Uh, he did very well last year. I know I said I was going to go kicker, but I had to get me another linebacker. I might have a little bit too many linebackers now. I might need to stay off because this is not a big defensive league. So I got 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'm done with linebackers. No more linebackers for me. I need a DB or uh, a DL guaranteed. Because this league is only one position, so I don't want to get over zealous on linebackers when I'm only going to be able to play them in certain parts. So if I go back here and go to DLs, there's a few DLs that have not been taken yet. That good. Oh, that's it. Well, at 17, that's not an interesting pick. That's a reasonable pick. Mitchell for Indianapolis.
Hey, is the waiver wires on this league the same as mine and yours?
Yes, but they'll be locked until after the second draft.
Gotcha.
After this draft, I got to go in there and make sure it's locked.
Okay.
I think I have locked them, but I can't remember. But I'll be setting up the second draft right after this. I'll get with well, I'll probably wait until Monday or Tuesday and talk to Randy when he wants to do the second draft before I set it up. But either way, I'm gonna lock the waiver wires and do that. Wow. Well, Rico, I guess, yeah, it makes sense. He's probably well, I don't know. Ain't Chuba Hubbard still there?
Chuba Hubbard's still there.
Yeah, I don't know if that would be a good pick. J.K. Dobbins haven't got a job yet. Ezekiel Elliott, I don't know if he's done or not. I can see J.K. getting signed somewhere else. I don't know about Zeke. I think Zeke's finally in his final days. I like the Dobbs pick at 17-7. That to me, for value wise, that's very good. At this point, I guess I am going to solidify my next two picks for the two positions I need. And that's the only reason I'm doing this for position needs. I'm definitely going to probably grab a kicker, and I'm definitely going to get a DL. Uh, uh, Even though I have a DL that's listed as a DL, but well, I guess if as long as it's a linebacker listed as a DL, I'm good, right? So I'll still be able to play that position. Um, but there's some good. Let's see. Looking at last year, I'm doing more of a comparison. Oh, I need another DB, don't I?
Yeah.
So,
I know who I'm getting now since
so
he's
I'm doing
still on the
this right
board.
here.
We'll grab him. Latu.
Yeah, that was one I had listed. So don't linebackers, just DLs. Miles Gray. I got Brian Branch. Um, let's see if he's got picked. I know I had him in my queue. Oh wow, he's still there. So I'm gonna remove him because I'm not gonna get him. Uh, I'm surprised he's still there. It's like I don't know if I want to let him go or not. You know, if he's still there at round 20, I'm gonna pick him for like trade value. Um, and kind of like a sleeper because we do have that flex. Ooh, I like that right there. Wow, I'm surprised he's still on the board too. There's some good DBs still left out there. Have you seen this, Austin?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at.
I'm like, wow. Like, I mean, Bubba Baker's gone. That makes sense. Brian Branch is gone. That makes sense. He was the top third scorer for DBs last year. Um, I'm surprised he was ranked that high last year, but he was. But there is some good DBs still listed out here. That'd be worth gambling on and taking. I don't know if he's still out there or not. Let me see if I can pull him up. You know, no, it looks like he's done been picked. No, he has not. That's a good pick. So I am going to put him on my board. Oh, he went back down to the whole time. I'm sitting here talking. Jalen Wright.
Oh my
So,
god, we have to wait a whole another 2 minutes.
yeah, that's fine. We're almost done with this draft. We're guys, you guys are like, wow, you guys were like on this level when we started. Now you're at this level. You sit here. So we started this draft at 2 o'clock. We're out at 4:18. So yeah, it's been a grueling draft. The first 12 rounds went like in an hour and a half. We were done. After that, it went like the brakes came on, and we were just like it feels like we're grinding now. Pat Fearmirth, which is on my list, and I was going to wait till like after. I would have either got him in the 21-1 or 2012 or the 19-1. 18-12, I already know who I'm picking. I'll probably just go ahead and get my kicker. Um, that would probably make sense. And that's about right. I mean, kickers are about right. Now, let me see what all has. And it's going to be interesting to see what everybody does on the second draft. And I'm going to tell you honestly, I think when we have our recap on this, when we do our second half of this startup draft, we'll do a show on it, but we'll probably just cover the first um, 10 rounds because after that, it's just going to be like this. It's going to be because really, basically, you're going to be getting the leftover veterans. And I think we're going to be more looking at which rookies go in the first 10 rounds, which ones from the NFL draft get drafted. I think that's what we'll be looking for in that. So that one will be a little bit shorter. Uh, Later on, we'll announce when that timing is. We don't have that date set up yet. Gus Edwards, that's what happens when you go to auto. But Gus Edwards will probably sign with the team or get on a team to fill in a spot. Aaron Rodgers, I like the Miller pick, makes sense. That's okay. We're on you, Austin.
Yep. I'm gonna get my backup DB.
I like that. Oh, see, I forgot. I got to get a DB still. I'm glad you. Well, honestly, I think I'll be safe getting a DB going into the second draft. I mean, I think I still need to stick with my game plan. I have my DL guy I want. I have my kicker I want. I need to get them. If any of these other guys that I have on my queue still left on the 2012 and the 21-20, I'll go ahead and draft. If not, I will put another DB. I do not have a DB on my list. So I know Austin ain't going to be picking for my next two picks. So I can just let Austin know. I got Justin Tucker as my kicker and Nick Bonetto for Denver as my DL.
Are you sure you want to go with Justin Tucker?
Oh, is there something I need to know about?
You should probably read the news on him.
Okay, then.
Because with all the sexual
Oh, I forgot
accusations and
about that.
stuff.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Hold on. So if that's the case, then I will probably go. Um, I know Brandon. I think he's already been drafted.
The kicker for Dallas.
Yeah, he's been drafted already.
Yeah, he was like I think one of the
First one
first
that went
kickers.
off.
Yeah.
Chris Boswell, has he been drafted yet? No. So he was the second highest scorer last year. Let me go ahead and fill in. You're right. I'm looking at that. That might not be a wise pick. So I'm gonna remove him off my list and go with the different kicker. I don't know if I'm gonna go with Chris Boswell or Cameron Dicker for Los Angeles Chargers. Let me see if he's been picked yet. I like him.
I don't think so.
No, he's still on there. So yeah. Um, Actually, Chris is an older kicker, so he ain't got much more time. I think I'll be better off going with Cameron Dicker, younger guy. Or Fair? No, he has his up and days. I'll wait. I don't want him right now. Jonathan, or no, Brooks, Dicker. Oh, there went Dicker. So I lost Dicker.
He got two kickers. Oh yeah.
Wow. He went ahead and got his backup and his front guy. That's actually not too bad idea. I mean, especially as many kickers went off the board.
Yeah.
But
I'm gonna wait on that.
I am too. I mean, I want to. It depends on how this really depends on the next two rounds how that goes.
I mean, you got a backup quarterback?
Yeah, I do. I have Jared Goff and Bo Nix.
That's not a backup though for Superflex.
Oh, I have another idea, but I'm not going to pick him until like in the 20 or something.
Gotcha.
I mean, wow, you got to be kidding me. He's still on the board? Well, I lied to you.
We'll get you guy.
It's a gamble,
Well,
but they
you
won't
like
spend the
taking
money for
gambles.
them. I'll go ahead and pick them. I was surprised he was still there. And now
Yep, that's who I was gonna grab.
I just when you said that, I looked at the quarterbacks. I did not think he was there. So here's my defensive guy I'm grabbing. So I guess I'm waiting on my kicker. Oh boy. Yep, I think I'm gonna probably end this draft with two kickers. Uh I think oh no, a DB. Well, no, I mean the DBs are solid because even with all these rounds, I don't think that these guys are gonna be that rambunctious and pick these DBs. So I don't need no DLs. Wow, that one ain't even been picked yet as a DB. No way. He is still on there. Oh my God. I might just get one kicker because there's some DBs out there that I don't want to pass up that are still possible DBs. Okay, he's gone. All right. How about him? Let's see if he's gone. Yeah, the reason I ain't telling you guys who I'm thinking about is because Austin's got a pick. I don't want to give him any ideas because
Yeah,
he already gave me an idea he's probably regretting.
nah, not
Zach
really.
Ertz was still out there. 19-4 went Zach Ertz. So if you guys don't know what we're doing, if you're still tuned in or you just tuned in or you fast forward to the end of the show because you didn't want to hear what happened in the first half, we were doing a 21 round startup draft for a new dynasty league. This does have ID players. The roster only has one quarterback, two running backs, two wide receiver spots, a tight end, and then you have two flex for just wide receiver, running back, and tight end, and then you have a full flex on, which includes a quarterback. Then you have a kicker, a DL, a linebacker, DB, and then you have an IDP flex, which could be any of them guys, and then we're only doing half the draft right now, and then the rookies will be after the draft, or the NFL draft will be included in the next draft we have, and I believe it'll be 21 rounds too. I have to count the bench spots again. I think it's going to be 21. Um, and then that's where we're at. So this has been an interesting draft. I've filled up my roster, even though it doesn't look like I have because it's not including it. But there's two players on my roster that are considered linebackers and DLs. So I know they'll be able to play the DL spot. I'm good with that. I'm not going out and getting a DL for what DLs that are out there. Now my decision is Austin's on the board. So what is Austin's decision? Let's see what he says.
Yeah, so I still have to get a backup linebacker, and I really like this kid. So I am going to get Ivan Pace Jr.
Oh, I like that. And then Azir to Houston went off at the 1910. And it seemed like the draft slowed down. I figured a lot more people would go auto. But right now we're looking at only about one, two, three, four, five that's went auto. But the one auto keeps popping in, so it turns off the auto. Oh, so we're gonna wait the whole 2 minutes for his pick, but he hasn't clicked back on yet. So hopefully his next two picks will go pretty quick. I still have to pick at the 2012 and the 21. Um, Austin still has a pick at 24 and the 21-9. So yeah, we still got two full rounds to go through. This has been very interesting. I'm looking forward to the second half, and I'm looking forward to some of our rookie drafts we're going to broadcast. So we'll also broadcast our redraft that we have every year, and I'll do a couple redraft mocks. Probably include, oh, I will include Austin. I always do. We'll probably do them like after the NFL draft. There, this way it's more understanding where the players are going. I
Hmm.
think that's probably best to do. I also like to do a lot of these drafts after the schedule's released so we get the bye week. Tyler Lockett went to at 1912. He's still not yet found a team. Wilson is at Cincinnati linebacker. So defensive back Patrick went. So I'm looking at my queue, and I'm not going to still announce who I got in my queue because Austin has the 24th pick. So that's three picks from now. So it'll be an auto pick and then him. So in an auto pick, it looks like let me erase that name there. I can't believe that DB has not went yet. So I'm definitely grabbing him. He told me to be careful with Tucker, and I didn't think about that, but I need to do a little bit more research before I finally give up on Tucker. But I remember him getting them charges, but I thought they were all cleared up too.
Hey, not yet. Not yet. The Ravens are still making a decision on if they're going to keep him or not.
I hate to pick up a kicker, and he's a new Ravens to work out potential Justin Tucker. Oh, they're talking about replacement. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, that's the reason why
Oh,
I probably should. I fucked up by telling you that, but
yeah, you should have let me just go ahead and pick and mess my team
yeah,
up and told me
but
after the fact.
I like you too much.
I appreciate it. So I'm looking at, yeah, I'm gonna probably stick with yeah, he's still a steady kicker. I mean, I know he's getting up there. He's 34, but he's been with the league for a while. I don't I don't think they're going to replace him anytime soon. I mean, he has a pretty good, yeah, he's pretty solid. I mean, solidified, not slit. Uh, yeah, I don't know. I think I'm gonna be good with
All right, so I'm gonna take a gamble on this, but I just need a backup, so he's not gonna like actually be my starter anyways. But I need a backup quarterback, so why not go with as Ralph thinks he's a god. So I'm gonna go ahead and get Russell the Love Muscle.
hmm.
And plus, like I said, he's my backup. I don't really plan on him being on my team after this year anyway. So, and at the very end with the 24, I can just, if I really wanted to, I could just burn the pick. So that's what I did. 'Cause I got
Yeah.
everything else solidified. So I just needed the backup. So might as well just go ahead and grab somebody who is probably going to be just on a 1 year thing.
You know what? I think I'm gonna go ahead and back out and not take uh Roswell. I think I'm gonna remove him from my list. Um,
Oh, baby's getting fussy. So hopefully this last 2 rounds go pretty quick.
oh, it will. Mine's done been fussy, done calmed down, and done went around. So I don't know. I haven't picked a kicker, have I? Did you pick a kicker?
Mm-mm. I plan on getting one on my last pick.
Okay. So I guess I need to get a kicker. Hmm. I just don't want to make a mistake and get the wrong kicker. Not did my kicker research. It sounds like. And I don't think you're gonna give me another save card for me. You're gonna be like, hey, no, doesn't warn you on one. Uh, okay, that sounds like a safe pick. And he's a decent kicker. I'm gonna double check on this contract that he just signed to make sure this is legit for this year.
Oh, you are now on the clock.
Yeah. So since he has signed a 4-year contract, um, this is 23 to 27 rookie extension. I don't think they're replacing him anytime soon. I guess that is who I'm going to go is Tyler Bass for Buffalo.
Ah,
And then for my DBs, I am going to stick with Kevin Bernard from Chicago and draft that DB. Oh, we talked about Tucker and the auto guy got him. He's the one that's going to suffer.
That is true.
All right, so we're at 21-3, trying to figure something out here. I'm going to close this out because I don't need it because I'm not picking no more. That's showing it's still recording, but I don't see the line where it's supposed to be recording, so I'm a little worried.
Well, that's not good information, Ralph.
Well, that just happened on the tail end, so I'll be able to get a snapshot of these final rounds. It was up there all the time until now, or it could be my eyes. They've done probably went out on me. But what I am going to do is do a quick. Yeah, it's still there. All right, so it's still there. We're good. It's just going to have a little flash. I'll have to fix that. Me checking. So yeah, he's going to wait the whole time. Either he's logged out or not paying attention. And there he goes. DB went off the line. Now Tua is on there.
So he went no kicker.
No kicker. Yeah, that's amazing. I only went kicker because too many kickers went off. I wouldn't have gone kicker either if everybody would have took my advice. I'd have probably not went kicker. But because my advice wasn't, let me read my advice to everybody when we started this draft, so everybody knows that I put it out there. Oh, Jake Moody went off. Oh, Cooper DeJean, I forgot he was still out there for Philadelphia. He had a really good season. So basically, in the beginning of the chat, like right before we started this draft, I let everybody know, look, this is a part 2 to this draft after the rookies. So not to focus on kickers unless you're a kicker lover. Mainly focused on your offensive players and some exceptions to defense, but it looks like no one took the exception to defense. Everybody filled their defensive spots to what they wanted. I think some did not. And then some focused more on overall roster pick. I like my pick so far. Just run through who I picked today at the I'm gonna do it, I guess, in the order I picked them. I picked the one. Oh, whoa, that went quick. So Jake Elliott, you got Jake Elliott, and then Fairbairn went off at 21-10, Dotson 21-11. That's a terrible pick for an auto. And then linebacker for Cleveland on an auto pick. So just looking at this draft, what was your take on this, Austin?
I feel pretty good about mine. I think I really built a foundation. I got my starters, and I built a foundation with, especially my running backs. I'm very comfortable with my running backs. Now, obviously, if the draft, if the teams, we don't, because this is before the draft, so we're drafting everybody. We don't even know where the rookies are going yet, so a lot could happen. But right now, I feel pretty good about my draft.
I do too. I feel good about my draft and just kind of looking over what we took. Our first picks, mine was Bijan, and your first pick was Lamar Jackson. My second pick was Jared Goff. Your second pick was Brown. My third pick was Bo Nix. Your third pick was Jordan Love. We kind of, the only difference between the way we were picking is I took the running back as my staple. You took your wide receiver as your staple, but we both went for our starting quarterback and our flex quarterback. And then after that, almost kind of same rhythm. I went 2 wide receivers and a running back. You went a wide receiver, running back, and a wide receiver. So I had a Chris Olave, and you picked Drake London. I picked Roma Tuesday. You picked James Cook, and that was a little spicy that I picked Roma Tuesday at the 5-1. And then Najee Harris, I picked at 6-12, and you turned around at the 6-4, picked Zay Flowers. And then the next one, I think we both went different directions. You stayed with the running backs. You got James Conner at 7-9, In the 8-4, you got Trey Benson, which is his backup. Makes sense. Stack up. Good stack up. And then I picked wide receiver JSN at 7-1. And at the 8-12, I got Dalton Kincaid, which was my first tight end. Scrolling down so I don't get too far ahead. Then you went ahead and doubled up your tight ends. Get that out of the way. You got Jake Ferguson at the 9-9, Tucker Kraft at the 10-4. I went Ramad Stevenson and Comet. I got Ramad Stevenson at the 9-1, Comet at 10-12. And then I kind of feel like I jumped in a hurry for this pick. I wanted them, but I don't know if I really wanted them then, but I did get them either way. I picked a running back and a linebacker. I picked Tajay Spears and Bobby Wagner. In the 12-12, Bobby Wagner, 11-1 for the Spears. You went running back and wide receiver. You got Jalen Warren, Pittsburgh, at the 11-9. See, I had an opportunity to get him, and I was going to get him, but I think I missed him, and I let him go. So that either way. And you got Shakir from Buffalo at 12-4, which is a good pick for that pick. Going on down, round 13-1, I picked Brian Branch and then Zach Bond at 14-12. And you picked Patrick Queen and Brian Burns, DL, at 14-4, and Patrick Queen at 13-9, which both solid defensive picks. And I kind of stayed with the defensive side and went with Walker, Jacksonville, and then I picked a running back, Zach Chabaret, at 16-12, and Walker was at 15-1. Where you did almost similar, but you went with DB. You went with Bynum at the 15-9, and then at 16-4, you got Ray Davis from Buffalo, which is another stack up on your team. So that's a good pick. Then we both kind of stayed defensive, but different position. I went with Ellis from Atlanta, linebacker at 17-1, and then I picked up my final backup quarterback, basically, the 18-12, Sam Darnold. Yes, he fell all the way to the 18-12 in this, which I guess that's common in the ADP. I wouldn't argue with that. Latu, you picked at 17-9, and then you got Weatherspoon DB. That's a good pick. And then our final three picks were interesting. I went with defensive kicker and defensive. So I went Nick Bonetto from Denver at the 19-1. And then in 2012, I got Tyler Bass, my kicker. I don't have a backup kicker yet, so it'll probably be in the second half when I pick him up. And then Baryard for Chicago as my DB. And you, on the other hand, went linebacker, quarterback, and kicker too. So kind of almost similar, just different. You got an offensive player versus another defensive player. You got a linebacker, Pace, and then Russell Wilson as your third backup, and Elliott. Overall, I think we both did well in our drafts, and I love to see how these other guys drafted. And if you guys like the content, please hit the like button. This is a longer episode than normal, but sometimes that happens. It's fine. I'm going to go ahead and just leave it as one, unless you guys dive in. Focus on the first half. You get the first good 10 rounds. You'll see us kind of dying off now. But if you guys like the content, hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. And what do you always say, Austin?
Make sure you share, because sharing is caring.
That is right. Sharing is caring. All right. See you guys next time.